to the Dangerville podcast.
Like we always do about this time.
It's Friday night. You are correct.
The greatest show of all time.
Action! And we're live! All right. Ben!
Dudes,
Hey, man. Thank you so much for coming out.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Ben is playing in Brother Wolf now as your band. How long you been doing this band?
Brother Wolf was a pandemic project that I did by myself.
Right.
It was myself and my cat. As I had built a studio in my house and the pandemic hit, and it was me and the kitty cat, and had a bunch of tunes I needed to get out of my body.
I hear that. I think most of us did that during the pandemic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it was my nightly thing. I get done with work, head down to the studio, and just
Yeah.
crush the drums or the bass or
Yeah.
arrange some strings or
Yeah.
and it was cool. And I got 2 records done. I put one out in October of 2020, and then the one that you guys have, the one that went on wax after Fear, that came out this October.
Yeah.
And put together a pretty sick band with a bunch of great musicians from Grand Rapids. Matt and Britt from Ozenza.
Okay. Yeah.
Matt's playing drums, Britt's playing bass. Husband and wife duo that rule. They are like completely locked in syncope, and they're so fun to play with. Awesome. And they're in like a ton of other bands. They're in another project with Colin Clive from Mustard Plug, The War Between. They're in Ozenza, obviously. Yeah. Glassfield, another project with TJ Miller.
Yeah, we just had Jesus Christ, Josh who was another guy in that band.
Yeah.
He was on last week, which I didn't know. It's a long story, but I didn't know he had anything to do with that project. But he played in it, and he did all the production and shit on that, on that record or whatever.
All awesome projects, too, like super sweet stuff. So I'm blessed to have them. And then Justin Sharo, he was in Brenna back in the day, and he also plays in Udo and Lazy Genius. He's like Johnny Greenwood of Grand Rapids, lots of textures.
Right.
So it was cool to like see these things that I kind of did the Dave Grohl approach, where I had played everything, performed it, put it out, and then the band came together, and now we're writing together.
Right. Oh, nice.
And
nice. Yeah.
we're gonna go down to Steve Albini's studio probably in August or September.
Sick.
And cut an EP with him. So.
Very cool.
Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. Is he in Milwaukee? Or
He's in Chicago.
Chicago,
yeah, in Wicker Park. Yeah.
Yeah. Badass.
Pretty pumped to get the band back together, so to speak, instead of flying solo. Is it good to have other guys in the operation again?
Yeah, it's been fun, and it was really nice because they were cool about just playing all these tunes that we prefabbed, and but then making them their own and having them come alive, different. Obviously. And we hit it hard last year. We played 15 shows.
Nice.
Detroit, Chicago, Traverse City, all the microbreweries, Bell's, Shorts.
Shout out Bell's.
Yeah, Bell's was fun. They got a great stage there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That new wing they put in a few years ago is badass, man. It's a fun spot to see shows.
Oh my gosh. Like being
Intimate,
on stage.
sounds good and everything.
It's like being in the studio, and their sound guy's really, really good there
nice.
too.
That was one place I never got to play. Never got to play the Pyramid Scheme ever either. The right when I kind of was done gigging, more or less, was like the exact time the Pyramid Scheme opened. So 15 years ago or something.
It was the exact time they realized they had better options to choose from. Coincidentally lined up.
So we've met before a couple times. I want to tell you the story about how we first met, because I'm sure you don't remember or remember me at all. Did you used to... I don't know if you booked for or if you were just like booking shows at that Stooges Club.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
And my brother was playing in a band. I think at that time it was called Grounder.
Oh, yeah.
With Rick Beam singing and whatever. And they played. I have no idea what band you were playing in at that time, but you guys were doing shows, and you had booked that club a couple times or whatever. And I was like filling in with their band, and I was probably 16
or
something like that at the time. So I was like, had the fucking the minor things on my hands and everything. But I've remembered you ever since then, and I've ran into you a few times. Whatever. We've been friends online and shit. But
I was saying that because I've seen the Holloway, and I was wondering if Holloway had played at Stooges, because I booked that place for 3 years.
We didn't play there. So Holloway was my thing kind of after that, and then my brother joined that band too, and we were like a prog metal thing. But I don't know if
maybe I saw you at the break
around.
room room, or
We played the break room all the time.
Yeah.
So that might have
Okay.
done that too. Yeah,
Running
were you
into each other
booking-
over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
were you doing that place?
I booked some shows there.
Yeah.
Jason Swanson was booking there back in the day.
Okay, that's the place. The last time we played there, we this is kind of a legendary story for me and my friends. Is we got kicked off, or we got kicked out. They didn't kick us off stage, but we got kicked out for smoking weed on stage. But the story is there was nobody there. Okay, first of all, which is par for the course at the fucking break room, right? And then the other bands in the booth, and they start smoking weed in the booth, right? And this was way before it was legal and shit,
Right.
And
but you could smoke cigarettes in the bar at the time, so there was that
yes
obscurity. Yeah.
And so like no, they didn't give a fuck, and we're playing, and he comes up while we're playing and hands me. He hands it to our guitarist, and then he hands the joint to me, and like I hit it once, kind of. It's just kind of a joke to me. We're fucking around or whatever, right? And then I don't know what it was, but like the lady who was running the place, obviously it was illegal and whatever, but she was so pissed at us, like it was our fault. But we were like, no, it was this other band. We were just kind of fucking around, but they like threw us out.
Oh wow.
They were like, get your shit and get out.
No
And we were
chili
like-
fries for you, man.
We were like, all right, see you later. Like we didn't fucking care again. There was nobody there. So that was the last show we did there. We probably played the break room 5 or 6 times, though, I would say.
Yeah, that was a fun place.
It was fun. There were some good shows. There were some terrible shows there, but as you know, that's always,
Par for the course.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's a fucking they tore it down as a fucking condos or something.
There's a
now.
big condo thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably good for all the other businesses up there, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
Like Sazerac, or Reservoir.
Yeah,
now.
no, right. I still call it Sazerac
I do too,
every time. Yeah,
Love that place.
But yeah, the problem is though is we keep saying like, well, now all these fucking, we're not going to be able to get into any of our favorite spots anymore. Like we go to Sazerac and Graydon's and even like Grand Rapids Brewery, which is, or what is it there? No, Creston. Yeah. Like all those spots, and it's like, fuck, dude, these places are going to fill up. We're not going to be able to even get into this shit anymore, So that's our thing. We're like the old, the old man now. These fucking kids moving in.
Taking all the tables.
Got to get that standing reservation over.
Yeah.
Oh, Dangerville. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, indeed. We used to go to Sazerac every Friday before when we started this. That's what we would go there and have like 3 drinks before we start doing that. Yeah, that's
Coincidentally, things have gotten much, much better before we started
Or
the
worse,
show completely
or worse.
hammered in, dude.
Yeah. So you just put out a new, was it just today that it dropped, this video?
Yeah, the video dropped today,
Yeah.
and I had sent it to a bunch of different outlets online, seeking some coverage for it.
Yeah.
Post Punk's been pretty kind to us.
Okay.
I think they have like 500,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Covered pretty much anything that's culturally significant.
Right.
Nice.
So it was sweet. They wrote a great article, and I was really grateful for that.
Very cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get the word out, you came to the right place for
Yeah,
sure,
this
man.
is
I mean,
gonna
the
be-
reach you're going to gain from this is
It's
just
going to blow
yeah,
it up.
for
bro.
sure.
Yeah, between them and a couple of other resources out there, the record got some good reviews. Obscure Sound out of the UK, American Pancake, Post Punk, which is weird because there's no like Recoil anymore.
Yeah. That was the shit. back then, too. Yeah.
There's no print medium local coverage that we used to have.
Yeah.
But I'm really grateful to get on this new medium with you guys.
The podcast is where it's
Yeah,
at.
this
right
is
now.
sweet.
Yeah. Rogan's gonna call you next. I miss Recoil though, man.
It was fun.
Yeah. Do you still you keep up with Cliff and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because
We're buddies for life, man.
Yeah.
We-
Did you like work with Recoil? and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that?
for 15 years.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so.
Yeah, I was the music side editor and ran all the business end of things, all the advertising,
Okay.
and PR. Yeah.
Nice.
And then there was another magazine that I published out in Los Angeles called Wide Eyed with David Dottie, who used to own Purple East. He's a graphic designer.
Right.
Like he's actually kind of like world renowned. He's really good.
Nice.
And him and I, Shepard Ferry, who does Obey Giant, he was in the project. Couple other intellectual professor type writers were in there.
Right.
Eric McLuhan was writing for us. Henry Rollins made an appearance in there.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a good project.
Yeah. I feel like you're one of those dudes that's like, everybody in the Grand Rapids scene,
It's
Everybody,
different
yeah.
at 46, but
right.
definitely spent a lot of my time here.
Did you grow up in Grand Rapids?
Traverse City.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Born in Detroit, and my family moved us up there when I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
And then I moved down here in 1996.
Okay.
Went to Grand Valley to go to film school. And then did a little warp tour after bachelor's program, and then came back and did the master's program and
Right.
put together their sound design program.
I was going to say, weren't
that's
you
sweet,
like
man.
teaching or something over there doing some shit?
Yeah, I taught there for 13 years.
Oh, damn. So a long run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's badass.
It was fun.
Yeah. That is sick.
Were you doing stuff with the Warp Tour, like filmography
playing.
and whatnot? Oh,
Yeah,
playing.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yep. So that was fun.
What year was that? What would that have been?
It was 98, 99.
Okay. Did you play? What were you playing in?
Head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was at Warp Tour. I want to say it was either 98 or 99. It was in Detroit.
No Effects, Eminem, Pennywise.
Eminem wasn't there. This was the Kid Rock was there though.
We didn't play with Kid Rock.
Yeah. So that was the.
Kid Rock.
Yeah. Well,
That guy.
I've told the story 15 times on here already.
Did you
but-
throw something at him?
Well, so this was he had just broke big on the radio and whatever, and we didn't know who the fuck he was or whatever. If
Yeah.
you were from Detroit, you probably knew who he was or
Sure.
something. It was, but he had that little person or whatever. I don't know what the correct nomenclature is, but Joe C, his little sidekick dude there.
Okay.
And we thought he was Kid Rock.
Oh, because he was kid-like.
Yes. And we were like, oh, sick. We're like in the back. We were like waiting for Deftones or something. You remember how it was like two stages, kind of like side by
Because
side?
they did
At
that
least it was there.
at Phoenix Amphitheater in Pontiac. Is that where you saw it?
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like a big fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember we ran into Chino skateboarding around or whatever. I'm still a huge Deftones fan, but
Oh, they're the best.
yeah. And it was also the year when swing, that whole swing thing was the big
because the
trend.
film Swingers came out.
Was that
and
what it was? I don't know. It was
the
Cherry
Vince
Poppin'
Vaughn
Daddies. Yeah,
and all that, yeah.
But it was like Cherry Poppin' Daddies played, and Squirrel Nut Zippers, and Save Ferris. There was like this swing resurgence and all these bands. Seems like I bring it up and nobody knows
Kinda
what
like
I'm
big-
talking
no,
about.
no, like big band stuff. I
big
remember
band,
that,
like
yeah.
swing music, but it was like also kind
Punk
of like
rock adjacent,
quasi-punk.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It was Boss Tones, Brian
Mighty Mighty Boss
Setzer.
Tones,
Brian
yep.
Setzer had a
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
little run there.
Yeah.
That shit burned hot for a minute,
It
man.
was-
It was
that was
like
good,
an
man.
8-month
Trendiest
period.
thing,
It was like
dude.
literally
Yep.
an 8-month period, and then everybody's like,
Yeah.
fuck all that
Every
small
middle
stuff.
schooler and people were like, "Oh, I love swing, but I only listen to Jimmy Dorsey." And it was like, you're like, dude, you're in the 7th grade. Like, what are you talking about? It became this like thing. Yeah. So that was the year, and I think Rancid was on that year too, because I kind of remember catching that. It was a fucking good time. But again, I was pretty young.
Then it kind of evolved into like a Hot Topic,
Yeah.
kinda mall punk shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good Charlotte.
Yeah. Indeed.
Dark days.
Well, that's cool that you got to
Yeah, it was
do
fun.
that though.
But then I came back and went to grad school, and I was working at River City Studios writing jingles.
Oh, sick.
And that was a lot of fun. My mentor, Joe McCarger, he started all the audio classes out of Grand Valley. And
Okay.
we worked together to build out more curriculum for the film school, and it was a good run, man. It was fun.
What's the process of writing jingles like? I mean, like, is it just, hey, we need this ASAP turn
There were
around
layers
tomorrow?
of
They give
it back in the day. You'd have like who did we work with? Like Shell Mini Mart out of Northern Michigan. They'd have some of the leadership from the company there, and then there'd be an ad agency that, they're like, do we want to do a country song or a hip hop song?
yeah.
And it could just like totally shift overnight. You'd be working on this 30-second jingle. Come get your popcorn, or and then they're like, yeah, I think we want to turn it into a rap this time. And I'm like,
I want to go with more of a swing angle on
your
this one.
We hear swing's hot.
your original treatment was like Van Halen, like you're going, and it's crazy because you got these ad people like folding their arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys are taking yourselves too seriously, man. You're just trying to sling hot dogs. Or like,
Yeah, dude.
But one of them that was really fun was Ann Street Auto. There was a jingle that he was way into that song. You Can't Drive 55 or
Yeah.
that Sammy Hagar song.
Yeah.
And his interest rates were 5.5. So we're like, now you can drive for 5.5.
That's
And
well
I had
played,
Chris Cooney come in and he's like,
I remember that.
That really-
Like I heard that. I gotta remember that. That's hilarious, man.
Do they get are they pretty dictatorial on that stuff, or do you get some creative license, or is it just they snap and you kind of got to do
you
it?
just you're kind of at the whim of the advertisers, but there's that guided discovery where you kind of manipulate it too, where you're like muting things and being, oh, do you hear that snare? Like, you kind of sidetrack them away from wanting to change the creative on it and talk more about production.
Yeah.
And then,
you got the knob in the studio that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, do you hear that? Oh, the silk.
You're like, the silk. Exactly. Yeah, turn it up. That classic studio gag where there's like the knobs that do nothing.
Right.
And just like put the A&R guy next to them and they're like, can it be warmer?
It's like,
Can you make it warm? Yeah, just tweak,
got a warm
just
knob.
tweak that a little bit. Just tweak it. Yeah.
That's sweet spot right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Now it's singing.
Yeah.
Nice.
The thing that put it over the top.
Totally.
A little
Like,
tweak there.
I knew it needed to be warmer. What's that mean?
That's got to be maddening. And I was in the ad world for a while, so I know a lot about those people. And man, trying to do the super creative thing and then having those fuckers get in the mix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's
Get the
commercial,
fingers in the
right?
pie,
At the end of the day, it's creative, but it's got guardrails of capitalism around it. So it's like there's different fingers in the pot. The guy that's got to get paid to write the script, and the sales guy that's going to get it on the air at KLT, and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it was fun. But the cool thing about it was I really cut my teeth in that studio learning production and process.
I bet doing those things, you really got to it's different than doing a rock song or something or whatever. It challenges you to be like, this isn't what I would normally do in a rock song or something, but you got to kind of figure that out.
It's fun.
So you learn how to do all kinds of crazy shit.
And then we did some, scoring of different short films and things too, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is super fun. I've got to do that a little bit on some really shitty movies, but it's something I wish I could do more of because it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Man, to lock in on that.
Yeah. I know, right? That's the
gig
dream.
for sure. Yeah.
Cancel Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm fucking once again obsessed with all of fucking 9 Inch Nails scores. I've just been listening to them like crazy.
Oh, man.
So. All right, not to get too sidetracked, but he's got the fucking video pulled up here, so maybe let's take a look at. So the song's called Wait, right?
Yep.
This is the new jam by Brother Wolf. Let's give it a listen here.
All right.
I already played it once. Nothing? Does it come on?
We're not getting any audio.
Oh, we're not getting the audio? BW fired. What's going on? Yeah, we got nothing. Lame.
Thought maybe you were just going super meta with the weight thing and really. There we go.
Yeah, you should have had it just say wait and not play the audio for a minute. So it's just like wait
a minute.
for it, wait. Where'd you guys shoot this at?
It's really beautiful park out on Fillmore, out in Granville. They got a dog park out there. I can't remember the name of it. But beautiful trails. It was actually the first creative collaboration between all of us. It was right at the end of the pandemic. It was April of 2021. And I had worked with Hannah Sullivan and Amy Wilson. They do Dance in the Annex. They're a modern dance group in town. They choreographed and directed this.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And these are some of their dance colleagues that performed in it. And I just wanted to kind of have a future is female message, all different ages and types of ladies in this film, to kind of do a dramatic interpretation of what we went through not seeing each other during the pandemic, you know, and that's the lyrical content of it as well.
Very cool.
So they ran with it, and the product turned out well. Seth Thompson and Aaron Wilson shot it. Those guys are great cinematographers.
You just go and roll out there and do your thing, or do you got to go through the city and like make it official
hell
and
no.
look?
No, we just went out.
roll the
Yeah,
dice.
we
right?
used
That's
to
the way
do
to
all
do
that
it.
shit, dude. We'd be in fucking warehouses and shit we weren't supposed to be in and whatever, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It turned out great, and I intended on releasing it not so late, but I wanted to keep it seasonal. Like it was shot this time of year,
Right.
and the record didn't come out until last October because printing vinyl has been a pain in the ass since the pandemic. You know, like supply chain and backlog, and everybody and their brother wants to get their stuff on wax. So it took probably 11 months to get it pressed after I had mastered it.
Oh wow.
And then like crossing my fingers that I'd have my merchandise by the time that I had booked the show at Founders.
Right.
And Founders made a Brother Wolf beer. So there's all these pieces to it. And I'm like,
cool,
I hope the vinyl shows up. So with that being said, this is the third video release off the record, and it's timed out to being in the springtime and getting over winter, getting over the pandemic, life coming back to normal.
Awesome, man, for sure.
So it was a fun project. And then we recently played at the planetarium at the public museum.
Oh, that's cool.
sweet.
Have you guys seen those?
No, I know they're doing that.
Oh my God, it's sweet.
Because I was trying to get you to come over, and you had that gig the first time I was trying to get you to
Yeah.
come over. You're like, we're playing the ball. I was like, what?
Oh,
That's
dude, it's so
killer.
cool. The sound in there's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody's super nice. Nicola Ray puts it all together from Dizzy Bird Records. She used to book Pyramid
Sick.
Scheme.
Okay.
Now she does Kalamazoo State Theater.
Oh, nice.
So she
Yeah.
curates it, and there's one band for each month. So there was like 3 shows.
Right.
And we worked with this visual artist, Emily Rami, who this overlay is what you would see over top of the dome.
Right.
And she animated all these beautiful visuals to every song.
Nice.
So it played like almost like a Pink Floyd experience.
Oh, that's
you know?
right. That's got to be super.
And we played the record beginning, middle, end with her visuals.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that shit.
I was gonna say, I think they were doing that for like Pink Floyd stuff for a long time
that's the
too.
classic.
Yeah, the Pink Floyd thing. You see that shit at the Sphere now in
Oh
Las Vegas?
man, wouldn't that be a place to play?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's super
Fish
cool.
just did a
Yeah,
big
have you
show out
seen
there,
the
bringing in
Fish stuff?
hippies from
Yeah.
the world over for sure.
The smell in that place, it's just got to be unbelievable.
It's Birkenstocks as far as the eye can see.
Why does it smell like patchouli and P.O.? No, I'm just kidding.
Why won't this lead solo end? But yeah, it was a good experience overall, and
Is that you singing, Ben?
yeah.
The one thing I noticed about this production was you got like 3 vocals going on there.
Yeah.
Like 3 vocal. Like, is that typically what you're typically doing, or is that just on that song, or just depends? Or,
I like to stack stuff in the studio.
Yeah.
When we play it live, it's just me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know.
Now
It's
Matt's
just-
been starting to jump in and do a little singing here and there because he
Right.
can sing, and I'm hoping that he's got capacity for it. But again, he's in 100,000 bands, so
Right.
I don't blame him for not having the capacity to.
Spread a
I'm
little
going to sing
thin,
on
yeah.
top of this when I'm already playing 100 songs a month.
Right.
Yeah.
So
What's your studio called?
the Wolf Den.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Time.
Nice. Yeah. I've just seen, I want to, one of the things I want to try to do is get into people's studios and do like little like studio tours or something.
Yeah,
But, like,
come on over.
I know. Thank you. I would love to,
I'd
because
love
I've
to have
seen
you.
pictures of it. I think I was watching while you were kind of like putting it together.
Yeah.
And stuff you were updating and stuff. And I'm always like, damn, everybody's got such cool studios, you know? So,
It was so fun. Your studio's fire, dude.
Thanks, man.
It's really
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, I looked at like 40 houses. I used to have a studio over in the Blackport building with Ryan Cunningham.
okay.
And that was a beautiful spot, but then the landlord doubled our rent. And
We're a recording studio. We're not.
yeah. And I was renting an apartment over by Aquinas, and just so happened I was getting ready to buy a house, and I was looking at different places. I looked at, God, man, I must have looked at like 40 different houses.
Yeah, same.
And I'm glad I waited because I got
Yeah.
the spot that I wanted.
Same.
It's right in Heritage
Yep.
Hill on College.
Ah.
It backs up to the park there. There's Pleasant Park behind my house.
Nice.
And it's a brick house, and the attic's finished too. So it's like 4 stories, and when bands come, they can stay. It's almost like a bed and breakfast
Yeah.
situation, you know.
Yeah.
So
That works out well,
they
yeah.
track and they stay, and it's a cool house. It's all hardwood floors and sconces and cool shit. And the studio probably took like 2.5 years to come to the point where I was like, okay, this is done.
Right.
It's got a drum room that's probably the footprint of this room.
Yep.
A control room that's probably 10 by 6 feet deep. Like it's small.
Pretty small. Yeah.
And then I got a vocal booth, and then I have 2 cubby rooms, one for guitar rigs
Yeah.
and another cubby for bass rigs.
Right.
And that all winds through snakes and things
Yeah.
into my Pro Tools rig.
Yeah. Don't you have a full board in there too?
I did before.
Okay, I kind of
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got rid of it. Mm-hmm. Too much space.
Yeah.
Just eating up space, not getting used.
Yeah.
Going in the box, baby.
I mean, it's the Universal Audio stuff and the Black Lion stuff.
yeah.
APIs. I mean, those are all just turn the knob and
Yeah.
get your mic placement cool, and
Plug and
maybe
play,
do a
yeah.
little bit of EQing on the post production, but I like it raw.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I try to not like EQ at all on the way in.
Never. I don't either,
I'm like, nah, place your like keep fucking with your mic until you get it to sound like what
Mm-hmm.
you want or whatever. Or, or just throw it up and do it. I don't know. Something I kind of like argue with producers about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's always fun to walk away from it too. Like I was like in this whole process, I wrote this shit, I tracked it, I'm mixing it forever. And it's the pandemic, so everyone's OCD because they're not seeing other humans.
yeah.
So I'm learning, 3-dimensional mastering stuff, and then you're dealing with different LFUs for streaming services. And I got into it where like I'm having dreams about the shit, and where my brain's just smashed with it. And
Deep down that rabbit hole.
I got a hold of Al McAvoy when I was good with my mix, and I'm like, Al, will you master this for vinyl? Because like it's a whole nother force.
Yeah.
Putting it in the box for vinyl, you don't have the fidelity that you have with digital.
Yep.
You got to be really discerning with your lows and your
Yep.
highs, and he did a wonderful job. And he came back and he's like, man, the continuity of these mixes are good. There's only 2 tunes that I'd like to see the stems. So I sent him, I'm like, please make them bang harder. So, I mean, you guys know Al. Al's the man.
I don't know him. I was gonna have him master something for me, and but he was on the road at the time, and so I couldn't wait for him. He was like, dude, he's like, I'd love to do it. I'm gonna be on the road for the next 6 months. He's like,
oh, he's a brilliant dude.
He
Yeah.
works like front of house for guys or something, doesn't he?
Yeah,
or
he
something?
puts on big corporate events. He
Yeah.
does front of house stuff. Like, he's kind of like the master of all audio, time, and space.
I heard he's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I think it must have been Joel Ferguson was saying that he won a Grammy or something, Al or something. I was like, damn, that's sick.
Yeah, dude's got a Grammy, and he did. I think last time we were talking, you said you had Jesse over here.
Yeah.
Because he did the Rocket King stuff too.
It might have been him that was saying that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
Yeah.
done a bunch of that shit too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jesse's
and all
fucking
that stuff
hilarious,
turned
man.
out really great too. Yeah.
Jesse's a funny motherfucker.
He's a funny dude.
So funny. Yeah, big fan. You guys play show? I mean, it seems like you guys should.
We played shows in the past with Head and Rocket King.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have. Are they still active? Are they playing out?
I think so. I mean, it's not a lot. He said he's doing they're dropping like a single every 3 months or something. That's what
That's
they're doing
cool.
right now or something like that. So they had just
They're
put
all
out
hella
one.
good players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's badass. Yeah, that was another one of those bands, and I told him this too. That was like this band that was like around for me back in the day when I was, like I was 16, or whatever. And I'm not from Grand Rapids. We're from Muskegon. So like,
Oh, cool.
I got here, and he still lives in Kalamazoo. So it was like, I don't know everybody in the Grand Rapids scene like I wish I did, which is one of the fun parts of doing this is I get to like actually kind of like know more people, a little bit. So
You grew up in Muskegon then?
grew up in Muskegon. We're both from Fruitport.
Okay.
And then we actually both moved to Kalamazoo to go to college.
Okay.
And he's still in Kalamazoo. And then I came back up here to GR for work.
Cool.
Probably.
Yeah, it's been a long.
These pals.
Get away from me. Yeah.
Give him a handhold.
Yeah.
A brotherly hold.
I got to ask the stupid question here. When you're talking Head, are you talking like Head PE? Head?
No,
Or, okay.
No, 3-piece punk rock Head from Grand Rapids
Okay,
that's been
gotcha.
around forever.
Yeah.
That's the Brother Wolf gang there. Justin and Matt, Jennifer and Britt. They're all hella good.
Very cool.
Sick.
I liken us to like the kids from Stranger Things. We're the adult posse of that. Like everybody's super buddies.
Right.
It's always an adventure when we're in the band van.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a good time.
Fighting various
Nice.
supernatural sources
Yeah,
together
dude.
and whatnot to kick ass 80s music the
That's
entire
what's up.
time. Man.
Yeah.
It's a good formula, man.
Playing shows, drinking beers.
Just so fun. Just great people. We all get along really well. We got really great chemistry.
Nice.
I'm really grateful for their friendship. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's one thing I miss about playing like in a band is like the adventures and like all that shit. But I don't miss lugging the gear around, dude. You know,
Matt and Britt are like, they're super rockers. They're in so many bands. So it's like I feel they're rehearsing at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Right.
If not playing a show.
Yeah.
And then the two of them will be like, Dream Theater's playing.
Yeah.
We gotta go. And they just like get in a car and drive down to South Bend, watch the show, and come home.
In fairness, man, when
And
Dream
they-
Theater's out, you gotta make the journey. Dude. It's gotta be done, dude.
We
have
still
to
go
bring
to a
up
lot
that.
of concerts. That's one thing I still do.
That's good.
Susan and I. Well, actually, all of us, we all go to concerts and shit.
What have you guys been jamming to lately? What's on front of mind for
Man,
new stuff that you're digging?
Hilariously, not hilariously, the new Justin Timberlake record is my fucking jam.
You've been
right
jamming
now.
to it? Nice.
Unbelievable.
I haven't heard it.
Unbelievable.
We share a birthday,
Oh, really?
and we were born the same year. Yeah.
Oh, that's
No.
wild.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's weird.
Us, me and you?
No, Justin Timberlake and
I
myself.
was like, what? No. Well, Justin Timberlake's, I think, what is he, 43 now or something?
6. I think he was born in 78.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's a little, I thought he was like 43. Can we look
Maybe
that up?
he's younger than me.
Right.
B-Dub's like, what are you doing? He's looking at porn over here now. What are you doing, B-Dub?
I have needs.
New JT album is indeed a banger. I've been going the other way. I've been listening to nothing but Buddy Rich. I've been on a Buddy Rich kick for
Nice.
Yeah, that's
like
nice.
a month
That's
or
nice.
so now. Yeah.
Amongst other things, fucking, this is fucking random as well, but not fucking, yeah.
He's
43.
born the year my sister was born. Okay.
Yeah. Not too far from my birthday, though. I'm the 28th.
By the way, can
You're an
we
Aquarius,
agree
too?
The primetime JT look is the bleach blonde mini fro. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
the,
the golden age
The
of
ramen
JT
noodle.
right there.
The ramen noodle hair.
Yeah, that's a frosty look.
You should do yours like that. You kind of got that going. You
I
should
would
frost
that
it.
might be the
rather-
move, dude. That might be the
Listen
move.
to the death
Frosted.
rattle of all the children on earth than wear my hair like that, dude.
I can neither confirm nor deny a short-lived bleach blonde phase during the Eminem days. It's the
I had a
Maybe.
shaved head that was completely
Yeah.
white, blue, green. And
Yeah.
then I was like growing my hair out, and I was like, wait a minute, curly hair rips.
Yeah, that's the move, dude.
Mine just all fell out, and that was the end. So
Because at the drive-in was doing their big fro thing, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
these guys get it.
yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Okay, I'm gonna bite this style. I like this.
Fuck yeah.
I think fucking old Omar's still rocking that big ass fro.
Yeah,
isn't
both
he?
those
Yeah.
dudes are.
Growing it back out when they got back together, they were both like, all right, fuck, we got to grow the hair back
And then
out.
was it Cedric's got the big one of them had the big bald spot going. It's starting.
Yeah,
They haven't aged as well as I have.
Go a little bit. Cedric really kind of let himself go. It was actually kind of hilarious. Those dudes were so like heroin skinny, and like, yeah, what do we caught him recently here at what's that? Where was that? The intersection or
I think it was not
20
pyramid ski, 20 minute row. Yeah.
whatever. But we were like, damn, Cedric's kind of let himself go.
Get a real meatloaf vibe going too.
Yeah,
these
he's
days
getting
for
a little
sure.
Vince Neely. Yeah.
still rules.
Yeah.
Though. Still singing better than ever in
Yeah.
a lot of ways. He's one of my
Well,
favorite
he's sobered
singers.
up and he's
Yeah.
got his voice back. He's good.
They fucking dominate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of my
Sweet show,
like,
yeah.
primary influences lyrically, singing wise. I obviously can't
He's so
sing as
good.
high as him because it's just crazy, but like, yeah,
They rule.
huge fan. Alien Ant Farm dropped a new record today.
Is it any good?
It rules. They
Really?
all their shit's always ruled. They got
I never disliked any of their stuff. I know they had their one-hit wonder, Billie Jean.
That
thing,
was
or-
kind of the problem.
or Annie, are you out there?
Yeah, is they did that and then they became that band, and it was like, but they were like really legit. Like all their records were always fucking great, and they haven't put anything out for 15 years or something.
That's
or
sweet
something.
that they put a record out.
And
Whenever the conversation about criminally underrated bands comes up, that's my go-to.
Yeah.
Is this fucking Alien Ant
Ant
Farm?
Farm,
Nobody
dude.
knows because the Smooth
Yeah.
Criminals.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's this kitschy fucking.
They got
remake
killer
or whatever.
tunes.
It
Killer
rules, dude.
tunes,
They
man.
dominate.
like, yeah, I was playing. It just came out literally today. And I was playing it on my drive home from work, and it was like, yeah, these guys, it's like better than ever. It's like,
Time it makes sense because all these
Yeah.
the younger guys are kind of nodding back
Yeah.
to stuff we used to play.
Yep.
So
It's very
works.
much come around. Yeah. All these fucking. Well, I just saw the Get Up Kids are playing a show in Detroit.
Okay.
And so all my friends are like, yeah, fucking get it. You remember the Get Up Kids?
Yeah,
You know
yeah, they're cool.
And we were like really into that record. It's like the 30th anniversary of that big record. they
Wow.
had, or 25
Already,
or 30
yeah.
or something.
Wow.
And so I made the comment, which I think won the internet for the day. It was the I've fallen and can't get up kids.
Nice.
I was like, come on.
Yeah, brother, get a rim shot.
yes.
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, that was the kind of shit. And, I mean, Sunny Day Real Estate's all over the place right now.
Yeah, they're playing again.
Yeah, we just saw them.
When they were here in the
Yeah.
fall.
Where the hell? That was at Elevation or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking great. I'm a huge fan of those guys. But
I was
they're
sick,
playing
and
like
I
crazy.
really wanted to see them. I like them a lot.
Yeah, they're playing in Detroit or something now, too. And I'm kind of like, well, probably not going to get to Detroit to see that. But maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to Detroit tomorrow to see Stabbing Westward.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow, that's a pull.
Wow.
Seven Westward Rules.
Huge fan
Love
of those guys
guys.
back in the day. That's kind of similar to some of the music I'm doing
Where,
now.
where are they playing?
I don't even know.
Okay.
No, I do know. Sorry, at Smalls.
At Smalls in
which is
Hamtramck.
which I've never been there.
It's a cool place.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. So.
There's a new spot on the southwest side called El Club, and they have amazing.
Spanish
Great
for the
name.
club, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's on Verner.
Listeners
It's
out
in
there.
Mexico Town.
Right.
It's El Club.
Yeah.
But man, their sound system in that place is impeccable. I went and saw Blonde Redhead play there a couple of weeks ago. And Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth will be there in June,
cool.
and I'm going to go check that out too.
Nice. Yeah.
And then, that place is ripping. As far
Detroit's fucking ripping, dude.
Detroit's ripping.
popping, dude.
Yeah.
This is awesome over there.
we get over there ever so often. We're going to play Lager House or Lager, however you say it. It's on Michigan Avenue over by the old Tiger Stadium in Corktown.
Okay.
Really cool place. Played there in the fall. We're going back there in August.
Did you ever play Blondies?
No.
Oh man, Blondies was something else. It's the dude. He owns. He's running Harpo's now.
Okay.
It was like the original guy from Harpo's or something. I don't know. And then he was running Blondies. Was that big club forever?
And that's in Hamtramck too?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. It's in Detroit somewhere.
Yeah.
And but he's like this fucking like Russian mobster motherfucker. It's
Wow.
wild, dude. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, he's kind of like a Detroit legend. He's got to be like pushing 70 or something
Wow.
now. But yeah, he's got like every band. Like he always posts like, here's a picture of me and Dave Mustaine from 1987 when he played Harpo's, back then, like shit like that. It's like, fuck, dude, that's bad.
Detroit's got a legacy, man.
Yeah, well, no doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah.
Do you guys see the scene now? I don't know if you're a football guy at all. I know you're not, obviously, but the draft in Detroit last night, they had 250 fucking, is that right? I want to say
250,000 people.
250,000 people. It was insane. It's a sea of humanity.
So
out
sweet to see
Wow.
things going on.
Our
down
friend
there like
Brandon was there. Brandon Boone.
there. Was he really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
no
know it was
shit.
in Detroit. I had no idea. Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's jamming.
It's good to see Detroit coming back, man, because there were some real sketchy years down there. There were a couple times we were going down to XYZ event. You take one wrong turn, you're a block away from
Yeah.
a not death-riddled area, and then you're just like, oh, this can go south in a hurry in a number of ways.
Yeah, you unplug all that manufacturing and no one has jobs, they start acting weird.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That was a thing.
Also, Eminem just announced today he's got a new album coming out or something. There's some
Oh,
hilarious,
yeah, he's got something coming out later on this year.
hilarious trailer video thing for it. He put
It's kind of morbid. It's like the death of Eminem or something.
it's the death of Slim Shady.
Yeah.
The trailer's pretty fucking funny though.
Is it pretty good? I gotta
say,
check it.
Yeah. I loved his last couple records. I thought were like the best shit he's like ever done. So
Yeah. He's good, man.
in my not so humble opinion.
No, that's a good opinion I have. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah. What are you rocking nowadays?
Oh, man. I've been really, really into... Well, I went and saw Jeff Rosenstock at Pyramid Scheme a couple weeks ago, punk rock guy from Brooklyn.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I love Idols. Idols is by
Yeah.
far my favorite thing that's happened to rock and roll in the last 20 years.
Okay.
They're amazing. I highly suggest seeing them live, too. They're sweet. Animal and the Sniffers are really rad. Tao and the Get Down.
Man, you deep.
Yeah, I try
I'm
to
like Justin Timberlake and Eminem.
I like to keep an eye on what the kids are doing, you know.
I got no punk rock credibility at all.
And I love post punk. So like
yeah,
Mets, Meatwave, any of that stuff.
right.
You
It's
a
just
Pup fan?
What's that?
Pup.
Oh, Pup Rips. Yeah, those guys are sweet. I think they're Canadian dudes. They're from Toronto.
What's the name of that act that just played here? That fucking I think you went to, Brian. It's some like kind of super group thing.
The Armed.
The Armed.
Punk rock collective.
Oh yeah. Was it
They're
sweet?
amazing.
Was the show good?
Oh yeah, it was top notch.
Nice. I had a lot of like Matt and Britt and some of my other buddies went, and they said it was pretty darn good.
Yeah. I know. Like I had like 4 people tell me, you got to go to the Armed show. Are you going to the Armed show? I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like I'm just like
Pyramid Scheme's got a bunch of cool shit coming up. Like
yeah.
I feel like Laura Jane Grace is coming to play from Against Me.
Okay.
Doing her solo stuff, and then who else is playing there? Boris is coming back in the fall.
Man, I don't know any of that.
Boris is like doom metal from Japan.
Okay. All right.
They're awesome. They got like a wall of orange amps,
Yeah.
samurai swords, capes.
Wow, that's
It
wild.
feels
Yeah,
like
for
a
sure.
Japanese satanic ritual when you're in there.
Nice.
Love that.
There's
Yeah.
like throat singing and heaviness and
Wow.
But every one of their albums is totally different. They got some like really sweet, like shoegazy, dreamy shit, and then
Yeah.
they got some just heavy as fuck punk rock shit.
Right.
And the gal that plays lead guitar in that band can shred, man. She's rad.
Yeah.
So I go check it out if you guys
Yeah.
got the bandwidth to do so.
Pyramid
it's
Scheme's a
so-
fun spot,
know,
man.
it's
I love
always
it.
fun.
It's such
Yeah.
a kick-ass venue.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Yeah. I never like, and I'll say never. I don't get there as much as I'd like. Let's say that, you know. Most of the shows seems like I'm like overpaying to go to big stadium shows and shit still, you know.
Yeah,
It's
go
like,
go to the small ones. I'll
know.
key in on some cool shit.
yeah,
that's
let me
coming
know.
around.
Let me know what's going on. And a lot of it's too, it's fucking like it's always on Friday night now and we're like doing this and I'm like, fuck. I guess I'm not going to that, but whatever. You know.
Yeah, they I feel like they have just as good of shows weeknights.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of these touring bands are playing their bigger shows on
Yeah.
the weekends
They're
in
gonna hit
Chicago and
Detroit.
Detroit.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they'll ping Grand Rapids in the midweek. Baroness is coming back. You dig Baroness at
Yeah.
all? Yeah. They're gonna be here in June.
I've seen those dudes like 5 fucking
they're
times
so
because
rad.
they were always touring with other bands I was really into.
Okay.
So it was always like they were just on the bill, you know, or whatever. And that's, you know, they're always sweet though.
Oh, they're so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I saw them was at the Orbit Room opening for Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Be a fun show.
2000 or 2001.
Yeah.
Songs for the Deaf tour.
Yeah.
How's Queens live? That seems like it'd be a pretty kick-ass show. Never caught those guys. Yeah, pretty sweet.
My favorite show ever, though, was when Josh Homme and Iggy Pop wrote that post-pop depression album. Have you heard that? Mm-mm. Holy fuck. It's like it's a Iggy Pop record with Queens as his backup band.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I've heard,
Yeah.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Dean and Josh from Queens and the dude from Arctic Monkeys on drums.
Oh, okay.
And the record was sick, man. Like, it's my favorite
Nice.
record in the last 10 years. They did maybe like 15 shows in Europe and 15 in the States, and that was it. It was
Okay.
one and
Right.
done.
Short-lived.
And when they played in Detroit, it was the homecoming for Iggy.
Yeah.
And they played at Fox Theater, and I've never seen a better rock show in my life.
Yeah. Also, the Fox Theater always sounds great. It's like the best
prime
sounding
time
venue.
spot.
And just
for a
eye
show,
candy, like
yeah.
the frescoes.
Yeah,
and like
it's amazing. There's
like,
no other theater
There's
like
like
it, man.
gold, gilded,
Yeah.
real gold everywhere, and
crazy.
jewels and
Yeah, the
shit.
place rules, man. Fox
Because
Theater's
most of those
awesome.
theaters are like English based looking, you know what I mean? And that's like Indian,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's got like a
different.
Persian Art
Yeah.
Deco thing going on
Yeah, it's so cool.
with all the motifs and stuff. It's
Yeah.
sick.
Seen so many good shows there.
Place rules.
One of the coolest shows I saw there though ever was actually fucking Tool.
Oh, you saw Tool there.
Which
That'd be good.
they did this like little pre stadium tour run when must have been before like 10,000 days or something. So they had these like 5 or 6 warm up shows. The Fox Theater being a warm up show.
Warm-up
you
show,
know?
come on.
Yeah, but like for them, it's kind
I'd
of.
rather
a
see
small
them
venue
there
now.
than,
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm
some
saying.
unreal in that
yeah,
spot.
awesome.
Yeah,
It's
even
so
compared to like
sweet.
a Van Halen.
Like I
or
take that
something.
over Ford Field any day.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was,
Cool.
that was pretty cool.
Are you gonna go see him at Pine Knob when he does Pussifer and
Yep. Got the
his
tickets.
other band? You got it. Nice.
Yeah, Primus.
Primus is in the middle.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
That's
that
gonna be
should
a wild
time.
night, dude.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of all things Maynard.
Yeah.
That's my that's my wheelhouse.
The outdoor venue, there's just something about it, man. There's so much, such a different vibe and experience being outside and just like that spot. I love Pine Knob.
I love that place too.
Pine Knob
So many
rules.
great shows there. We just saw Snoop there
Nice.
last summer. He just saw who was it? Ministry and Zombie. And,
Ministry, Zombie, and Alice
Sweet.
Cooper there last summer.
That's a sick
super
bill.
fun show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would've
kind of a
been
cool
fun.
bucket list
Ministry
thing to see.
always throws down.
yeah.
It was the loudest concert I've ever been to off the top of my head. Maybe it's a prisoner of the moment thing, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is
Were
going to
you
be
in the
a
lawn or
problem.
were you down in the?
We were down at the bowl.
Yeah,
We had pretty
you had
good
both
seats.
seats
My
there.
neighbor actually, shout out Adam, one of his buddies is like Alice Cooper's main touring sound guy. So we got
wow.
super kick ass spots. Like,
Sweet.
yeah, this is going on in 5 minutes. We're going to inside scoop out everything. That was a fun show. Still threw it down. Alice Cooper still kicking ass at 70-4 or whatever he is.
He's a rocker.
Yeah, he fucking rules.
Fun show.
Detroit native as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit builds a lot of good stuff.
Fuck yeah. Did you guys hear today the new Motley Crue song came
No.
out today?
No.
I'm not a fan. I was
it's
never
rough.
a Motley Crue
Never
fan.
been
No.
Crew guy.
I like the hits or whatever.
Sure.
You know, the fucking girls.
Kickstart My Heart and all that.
I like Dr. Feelgood. You know,
That album was fun.
That's the best album, I think, because of the production was so killer. And
I think
everything.
I got that for a penny. When they used to do the Columbia House.
B&G music.
My
house
mom and
or
dad would be
whatever.
like, "Why did you do that? You're gonna ruin our credit. Now you gotta
for the rest of your
you gotta
life."
buy these other tapes."
I just
I'm like,
heard
no, you don't.
They had some big
Just
deep
call 'em.
dive on this podcast I was
Yeah.
listening to where it was this big scheme and they made it like obviously impossible to cancel and
Oh,
stuff.
man.
They weren't paying the artist shit. They were doing like some
Totally.
workaround where it was like a marginally different recording, so they
Yeah.
weren't
Yeah,
paying
apparently,
people.
yeah,
and
they
then,
were like degraded recordings somehow or something.
Yeah, it was some
which is
sketchy
weird
shit.
to me. I'm like, hey, well, I mean, my shit was like
Regardless,
on
it's-
CD,
yeah.
so it was like,
Maybe that's how they got their surplus distribution back
Yeah.
then or something. I don't know.
it's bizarre.
It's wild.
But yeah, the new Motley Crue sucks at a.
They suck.
it
Motley
sucks,
Crue,
man.
you suck.
They do
It's-
suck,
I'm
dude.
sorry, it's bad.
I've never been a big 80s guy in general, man.
I think
Like,
all that hairband shit sucks.
Yeah,
I
it's-
was a skateboarder, so I was listening to Minor Threat and Fugazi,
Yeah.
No Effects, and
I came
Having
up on
said
grunge.
that,
Helmet.
I like it. I like some of that shit. It depends on the band. It depends on the song, but I like a lot of. I don't know. To me, it's wherever there's good songs. So it's just like any genre. There's the top couple percent that rules, and then just a bunch of crap kind of below that or something like that.
who's
So,
the guy that had the 19 octave voice? That was the Skid Row dude.
Yeah, Sebastian
That,
Bach.
that fucker could sing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
still can.
Kenny?
Yeah.
That guy was like, ah!
He was also one of the biggest assholes in the world.
Was he a jerk?
At that time. Well, yeah, he got fired from Skid Row like after that first record. They only made that like one record.
The
or
18
whatever.
in life.
Yeah,
record.
basically, yeah. And he was such a fucking asshole that he like ended up getting fired.
Would you
or whatever.
expect a guy who calls himself Sebastian Bach to be anything other than
So
kind of a smug friend?
that wasn't his birth name.
It probably was. Yeah, sort of. He's also like 7 foot tall.
Really?
He's just like incredibly tall. Yeah.
Maybe he should have been in the NBA.
I will say, fun wise, I feel like the '80s music scene did it better than anybody. Man, just get
They were having a lot of
smash
fun.
hammered.
They did
do
have a lot of
bunch
fun.
blow,
Cross-dressing.
bunch of mediocre music, just jumping around.
Lots of neon.
Lee Roth
yeah, lots of
kicks
tight,
off the
lots of
abs and
perms.
shit. That's where it's at, baby.
Mesh.
Give me some
Eyeliner,
give me
yeah.
some Scorpions though, baby. Scorpions my
Scorpions
80s band.
rule,
Scorpions
yeah.
fucking
I
dominate.
liked all the underground stuff, but you
Yeah.
know, different strokes for different folks.
I was
never enough into the genre to go down
Yeah.
those underground, or it's just whatever you hear that doesn't suck on the radio.
Like
I think it's
Cure
good
and
enough.
Joy Division.
Yeah, I like Cure.
All that stuff was pretty great.
I'm at the point where, and I've been like this for a long time, where I just genre
Depeche
means
Mode.
nothing to me.
Oh, yeah,
It's just like whatever's good. Like I love songs of all genres.
I
and,
love
you know,
golden
like,
era hip hop. Like
Yeah,
you wouldn't
yeah.
believe, man. I got
Fucking,
my
there's so much great shit, dude. I love 70s
Mustaphs and
funk.
Talib
I love
Kweli's
fucking-
funk.
Yeah, dude.
You like funk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my wife loves soul and funk, and she's got the coolest collection of old esoteric soul music. Like,
Nice.
at our wedding, I was like, baby, this playlist rips.
Yeah.
It was real good.
Yeah.
The grooviest bass lines that have ever been conceived. Man,
Just-
I'm a huge bass fan, dude. The 70s funk bass lines, dude. There's just nothing
Nice.
like it. You can't fucking beat it.
Did you ever play the Silk Sonic shit that Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak did?
Oh, yeah, that's glorious.
I fucking loved that record too.
Yeah.
Last year, it must have been just last year.
Yeah.
That was like my record of the year that year too. I just like, and I'm like a rock guy, but it seems like nowadays it's like pop. Like I'm like more interested in like great melody. You know, and
for
like,
sure.
And those guys did that.
Those guys know
throwback
what
and
they're
just
doing.
being like, we're gonna make this fucking 70s throwback funk. And it's hilarious. That's the other part of it too. It's like super funny. You
Yeah.
know? So like, I loved it. Loved everything about
Anderson .Paak's
it.
freaking awesome.
He's the man.
I feel like there's a bit of a component for me, at least, about, and I always have been, always will be, like a rock and prog guy first and foremost. But at some point, it's like you got to kind of kick the tires on some other stuff,
Yeah,
right? And it's just like, like I fell down at COVID, you know, because I'm doing nothing, working from home, just listening to tunes all day, every day. And it's like, all right, you know, I'm kind of fucking burned through Dream Theater 10,000 times, Tool, all the favorites. So, like, let me go back to some 90s fucking hip hop, get back on some Dre and some Wu-Tang and stuff, and then just go down that rabbit hole. And
I find myself going backwards a lot more lately too. And I think that's what a lot of people do as you get older. It's like, what's your influences?
Totally.
Like trying to figure out, I don't know, just like, and I don't know, a lot of stuff. There's still great music being made, but there's also just a lot of crap out there now too. There's so much.
But there's so much stuff. I mean, there's always going to be good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of in the eye of the beholder. I mean, I'm not harping on anybody's stuff. There's things that I like.
I'm harping on the new Motley Crue single.
Motley Crue sucks.
It stinks. Because, you know, they got fucking
Kid Rock, Motley Crue.
Kid Rock.
these are all fair takes.
So yeah, if you guys are interested, I have these really kick-ass T-shirts. When we first started the band, we didn't have any merch because the records weren't done yet. I should have brought you one. I've been trying to
Yeah,
start.
what's up? You only brought us a fucking vinyl record and
stickers.
we need more gifts. You know?
So I had these T-shirts made. When bless my grandma, she's gone now. But I've always been pretty like vocal about my opinions about people that are racist or misogynists or, you know, just
Assholes.
Mountain Dew drinkers.
Miller Lite drinkers. Hey, whoa.
You don't get attacked over here.
What's your take on Baja Blast? Before you do?
whoa.
It's really good with the gordita. Really good with the gordita.
It's the only way
I
you get
digress,
it.
but I would have some pretty strong statements where I'm swearing in my Facebook posts, and my grandma's like, "Man, can you get more clever about that? You know, like you got an extensive vocabulary. You're a college professor. Like, can you reel in some gravitas with your vernacular per se? You know?" And I'm like, oh, you know, you're right, Grandma. You're right. They're
Grandma's
toilets.
typically right.
They're toilets. So I started using toilets for those that I disagree with politically or whatever. And Kid Rock in particular, I can't stand him.
Yeah,
I can't stand Rebel Flags.
he's
I
a
can't
rough
stand how he co-ops Detroit and it's a black person's city. Like, he's just white trash. So I made this T-shirt where there's a picture of Kid Rock, an equal sign, and a toilet. And that's the merch for Brother Wolf. If you go to a Brother Wolf shirt, there's no Brother Wolf shirt.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
That's a Brother Wolf shirt.
That is a dedicated and fervent hatred of Kid Rock.
really
that
It's
is
a dedicated
really
fuck off.
justified. It's
Yeah.
Also, the fact that he comes out of like hip hop too, and now it's like this whole like
Oh, he's such a cornball.
everything,
though.
and it's just like I don't get, and like I still really can't decide. Is like, does he really think this way, or is this just shtick that he's doing to stay relevant and make money, which has worked because he's got a lot of money, or is
I
this
think
how
it's
he really
both,
is?
but
or-
I think it's how he is. You know, I'm sure he probably leans into, and it's like, oh, I got this right wing thing going on. Like that's obviously his crew. So he's exactly.
Yeah.
It was shooting the Bud Light cans that really did it for me.
Yeah.
That's like, are you kidding me?
What a
He's a
cornball.
world class douchebag.
Yeah.
He totally is.
unlike many others. I mean, he is.
Still party with him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I give him one of those shirts.
He's coming on the podcast next week. So.
I want to get like a row of front row seats with all of us, and we wear those shirts to one of his shows.
I don't want
And
to
just
go to one
stand
of
there.
those shows. I
Just
heard,
stare at him.
He had some huge like 10-minute video about Trump at the show here or something. Did you catch that? I was just, and that's another thing I got, and not even like It's whatever. I don't care. I got my own views and whatever, but I'm like, it's a rock show, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. That's more offensive to me than anything. It's just like, like, dude, we're here to like not deal with that and like rock and roll, Like,
No one
can
wants
we
to
just
see that.
dude.
It's the old Seinfeld joke. It's are you offended as a Jewish man? No, I'm offended as a comedian.
Exactly. That's exactly right, man.
It's beyond me. I always thought that music was a way to like uplift people, call into question power, all that sort of stuff. And when they're like swinging from the nuts as psychopaths, I just don't get it, man.
And he like that song. It's
I can't hang with that.
It's like a Metallica song. It's like he doesn't even have his own songs. It's like the one song's "Sweet Home Alabama," and the other song's fucking
Is he a
"Sad
Bob
But True."
Seger song or something?
Probably,
too,
yeah. It's like you're just taking like other songs and like rapping.
You're just taking better songs and making them less good.
I guess that's kind of what hip hop was, but this is like so egregious. It's like, yeah, okay, dude, we know it's Sweet Home Alabama. You know what I mean? Like,
The corniest thing that I could not stand was driving up north like 7 years ago, and you'd see those billboards for Visit Torch Lake as seen in a Kid Rock video. It's like the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, with all of their creative might, went for the lowest common denominator.
For sure, dude.
It's those advertising people we were talking about.
Oh my gosh!
I also wonder
They
how
like
much,
flunked out of Specs Howard or something. Like,
is the Kid Rock thing like a Michigan's? Like, I know he's bigger than Michigan, obviously, but like, is it just more in your face because he's here and people like him because he's here, or is he like?
I think it's the two America
he's pretty
thing.
enormous.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
he's not even in. I mean, he's like in Nashville now or something. He doesn't even like live in.
I think he caters to people that like can't read or don't care. Yeah.
Which are typically the same.
Yeah.
Kind of people. But
Well, I'm pleased to see that you have such a wonderful library collection here.
I've read all these books.
That's fantastic. That's awesome, dude.
I heard my our new buddy that was just on the podcast last week. One of the first things he says is like, "You've never read any of these books." He's a stand-up comedian. I was like, you got me. No, I read a lot, but no, I obviously have not read all these books. But
Really more of an R.L. Stein guy myself, per se. It's a little bit more my,
And it's
more
some
my
Goosebumps.
speed. Yeah.
I had that whole. I actually just sold my Goosebumps collection.
That's an egregious move on your part.
Been going
Goosebumps
through
rules.
my dad's estate and whatever, and I found all my old Goosebumps books.
Nice.
Sold the shit out of those things, man. They were in demand. I posted those things up and got mad messages on
You
those
gotta
fucking
have
books,
them,
dude.
yeah. Goosebumps are the shit.
Yeah. First editions, baby.
That's sweet.
That's straight up Scholastic, right off the press shit back in the day. Ordering that.
You a big reader?
I like my Kurt Vonnegut's and my Bukowski's.
Yeah. I could not. I tried on the Bukowski thing.
And then like philosophy stuff that's nonfiction, because I taught communications for a long time. So I was way into Marshall McLuhan and John Paul Sartre.
Okay.
Some of the philosophers from the mid 20th century.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Carl Jung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read quite a bit of him.
Young back there
Yeah,
somewhere.
he's up there
right?
somewhere. I got the. Do you know the Red Book?
The Red Book.
You know the Red Book, the Carl Jung Red Book thing?
Yes. It's.
Which
I don't have a copy
ironically
of
enough
it.
remains unread.
I can't get it out. It has to be on this shelf because it's this
Do you have
tall.
a red version of the Collective Unconscious?
No, I don't think so. But this book, it was a famous thing. It was like his like unpublished journal with all his drawings. and all
Dude, I
that.
want to borrow that from
Yeah,
you.
I'll pull it out of here
Sweet.
when we're done.
Nice.
It literally cost me like $200
Wow.
when it came out. It was like this like crazy unpublished thing that like people that were really into him knew it existed, but like his family like wouldn't ever let it be like published because it's all like it's very like
Close to
esoteric and like dream. You know, obviously he had a lot of dream related stuff or whatever, but this was more like his like personal. It's way more like woo woo, and it's all like illustrations and shit. It's fucking weird.
That sounds
Sweet.
fun. Yeah, I want to read the
Yeah,
shit.
I'll pull it out of there. I was like writing music based off it for
That's
a while.
sweet.
It became a different album, but it originally the record was going to be
illustrations and copy and
called, yeah,
like the Ram Dass treatment.
sort of. Yeah, yeah,
Carl Jung.
yeah.
Nice.
And it was in some red leather bound book or whatever journal that he had, and so they always called it the Red Book.
Yeah.
And that's why it when it was like a big deal in like 2009 or something like that when it like got published, like high res scans, everything, and it's all like, so yeah. I'll pull it out of there when I can get it out of there.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Do you catch are you a Ram Dass guy? Did you catch the Ram Dass documentary from a few years back? Like it was kind of
seen it yet.
Yeah, it was all about his death journey, essentially.
Yeah.
It was kind of like end of life, so it's pretty
I guess I saw
interesting to
that.
watch it.
I gotta
Fascinating,
check that out.
dude.
George
I gotta
Harrison.
watch more films. I don't have the attention span. I'm like
No.
always in the studio.
Yeah, I get that too. It's hard to watch everything. There's so much good shit, and when you're trying to do like, that's what I talk about in here too. It's like I'm trying to like kind of make my own stuff too. So
Yeah.
it's like I can't. Everyone's like, "Do you see this? You see this?" I'm like, "No, I don't." I got a day job, and then I'm trying to like spend some time in the studio, and it's like
And I actually just like hanging out with my wife a lot too. She's super cool.
Well,
Like,
there's that. Yeah,
she paints and designs clothes, and she sells vintage stuff. So
nice.
she'll support us and help us with our merch and our
Yeah,
social
same.
media
Yeah.
stuff. And
Susan, my wife, she used to do all my artwork for my prog rock band.
That's
She's
so
a
cool.
killer painter. I'll show you some of her.
I love it.
stuff
That's a
around.
good partner, man. Like,
There's one of her paintings. That's one of our
oh,
cats.
that's sick.
Of many,
Yeah, it's fun
of
to
the many paintings.
It's
she's
fun
done.
to have a partner that gets creative.
Yeah, she's.
You guys can align and
Yeah.
talk about the mysteries of the ether with one another. It's pretty cool.
Or talk shit about Kid Rock. You can do,
Hey, that's cool too.
do whatever you want.
To confound one's enemies with your lady is a good thing.
Yeah, I have been watching more. I do love a documentary though. I just watched the documentary on Hans Zimmer, the composer, the movie composer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty fascinating. Like,
Nice.
He was one of the first guys to really bring like synthesizers into film, which I didn't really know. And it was just, he's done so many fucking killer soundtracks and just like, oh yeah.
Oh,
like
and that one too?
Yeah. And now he's doing these like live shows where he goes out and plays shit live, and he's playing in
Soak him in a little bit.
he's playing in Chicago, but it's on like Sunday night or something, so I'm probably not going to catch it. But
That would be sick to check out, man.
yeah, he's highly inappropriate. He's got fucking Guthrie Govan. Do you know who that is? The guitarist?
I'm not familiar with that.
Guthrie Govan is like, he's got this band called the Aristocrats, but he's kind of considered to be one of the best guitarists in the world right now. Like shred, like crazy,
like the
proggy.
Ingwe Malmsteen part 2 or
but
something.
he's way more like funny and weird and goofy.
Oh, cool.
And whatever. You'd like him actually.
He's not so serious.
No,
He's more
not at all.
approachable.
His band's the Aristocrats, named after that joke, the Aristocrats. If you remember that whole thing. And he's like super into the Simpsons, like all of his artworks, like Simpsons and shit.
Sweet.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just really random because he also plays in like Hans Zimmer's band.
Sweet.
Like it's like a huge orchestra or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's Guthrie. He's really recognizable.
That's pretty cool, man.
But anyway, that was a great documentary. And then I watched a documentary on fucking Duran Duran, which is like this, everybody knows the Duran Duran songs, but I really didn't know much else about them, and it was also very interesting. I was like,
I bet it's pretty good.
yeah.
Well, the reference, have you seen Barbarella?
No, I know what it is. I
Jane
think.
Fonda's sci-fi movie.
Yes, yeah.
Where she heals people with psychic love magic.
Okay.
She's seeking out Duran Duran to bring him back to her universe.
Is that where the name
That's well
comes from?
played.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And Jane Fonda looks really nice in that movie.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
She's a good looking lady. And she gives people like mindgasms by like holding their head, just kind of putting their hands.
That's amazing.
And they look into each other's eyes. She's like, we're beyond regular sexual relations. We have to go deep into the mind.
Some
We
next
gotta
level
watch this
sting
movie.
tantric shit for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
And the guy's like, and smoke starts coming out of the guy's ears, and there she is, Barbarella, man. That's the opening sequence, and it, man.
Oh wow,
It's just great.
We gotta get blood fucking baked out of our guts and watch this movie.
That
dude.
seems to be top priority.
She saves the universe.
One
She
would
really
hope
does.
with magical powers like
And,
that.
and
like,
she
what-
has, she has a friend that's kind of like mildly on the spectrum. He's like a 15-foot tall angel, and he's very muscular, and she loves him, and he flies around on her back and stuff. It's a really great movie.
yeah, this has got to be top
Yeah.
priority.
So that's
to
where
watch.
the
This
name
is huge.
Duran
There he is.
Damn.
There he is. That's her friend. He saves her.
yeah.
He saves her from Duran Duran because Duran 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 got compromised. He turned to the dark side.
That'll
and
happen.
she's trying to bring the love magic
happen.
back to his brain. There's little baby robot toddlers that try to bite her legs off at one point. Lasers.
This is pretty outstanding. Yeah, dude.
Oh, the twins.
I'm on board with this shit.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think Rob Zombie is a huge fan of this movie, like for real.
Yeah.
And she just is so persistent. She wants to save the universe, and she does because she has it in her heart.
One mind gasm
that's
at a
what she
time.
is.
Look at that guy. He believes in her.
She's really saving that universe.
Oh,
Is that
I think that might be Duran Duran.
okay?
That guy's got fucking.
Yeah, he's got like an
Is that Lady
ingrown.
Gaga?
It looked vaguely Charlton Heston-esque, but I don't think it is.
Oh, she's doing the connection right there.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rock hard after watching that. Dude.
It's just a heartwarming fable.
Love it. I watched the shit out of that.
Yeah,
then
I'm on
watched
board
the
for
original
sure, dude.
Dune.
Oh, the original Dune rips too.
Yes.
He loves it. Me and him fight about it because I think it's the worst movie ever made.
Oh my God, Agent Cooper is the dude.
Yeah, he is the dude.
You know.
Yeah, fucking well.
And David Lynch directed it.
I can't do Lynch. Dude,
starring Sting.
I couldn't be more staunchly anti-Lynch.
No
I can't
way.
do Lynch.
I've
Nope.
never met anyone staunchly
I know.
anti-Lynch.
I wish I
Blue
wasn't.
Velvet.
That's one I've
Blue
never
Velvet
seen.
I've never seen.
Yeah,
Have you seen Wild at Heart
Nope.
I don't know if I've seen that one
with
either.
Nick Cage?
Oh, so good.
No.
Oh, Wild at Heart rips,
I've
dude.
seen Eraserhead.
Nick Cage feels like the only guy that can possibly save a David Lynch film. If Nick Cage is if he's on the ticket, I'm all
Twin
in,
Peaks
baby.
was great. I loved Twin
See, I didn't
Peaks.
like- I can't, not my jam. And I like weird stuff, but I don't know. My big thing I always bitch about, my proxy comparison I always make, Donnie Darko, one of my favorite movies ever, but that to me felt weird with an end
With a
goal
plot.
and a purpose in
Yeah,
mind.
right.
Right,
and
right.
David Lynch, I'm just like, what's going on here, bro? This is,
Oh,
there's a
there is
lot
no
happening.
end goal.
Yeah, some of the absurdity. Yeah, it is definitely like absurdist.
And
I can dig it.
narrative structures that aren't typical. Yeah.
Yeah, not at all.
Which I love because it's like mushrooms. So
Was Mulholland Drive? That was a David Lynch flick, right?
Yeah.
Mulholland.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that one I saw. Was that Naomi Watts?
Naomi Watts is
That's
in
the one I
that,
want to
yeah.
say. Okay.
What was the one with
he keeps a crew of like typical actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Laura Dern's in a lot of his stuff.
Oh, okay.
God, love me some Laura Dern.
And Kyle, what's it? Is it
Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The guy that was in
That's the Twin
Yeah, the
Peaks.
Twin
Yeah,
Peaks,
yeah.
Agent Cooper.
best known for his starring role in
Dune one.
no fucking
Exactly.
it's not funny anymore because I forgot what's the name of the fucking Elizabeth Berkley stripper movie?
Showgirls.
Showgirls.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
He's the co-star of Showgirls.
I'm so excited.
Saved by the Bell ruled.
Was that when she took too much Adderall
Yeah,
when she was
yeah.
studying and she thought she wasn't going to get into Harvard or something?
Yeah,
It was the
it's the most epic episode.
don't take too much Adderall, kids.
yeah, dude.
Episode.
Those PSAs,
Yeah.
Saved by the
Yeah.
Bell episodes, gotta have them.
They also did a
Yeah.
drinking and driving PSA one.
Did they?
You remember? Yeah.
Well, they had
good
some
times.
cool people. I mean, AC Slater was a wild dude.
Yeah, he's got into some shit after that.
Did he?
Yeah, I know he like had a couple.
Is he a
fucking-
wrestler?
Probably. He's like a. I don't want to say B, but like he's like a TV presenter. He's like a game show host.
Oh,
like,
right.
TV presenter. Like he's in a lot of like commercials and like hosts like stuff and whatever.
Do you know those? Okay, you get those random advertisement article fake things that it's like, oh, doctors say try this tip to cure tinnitus and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
I always get one with AC Slater that's like, AC Slater went on the all soup diet for 2 months and here's what happened. I'm like, yeah, sold.
And
It's good enough for Mario Lopez.
It's not
good
Mario
enough for,
Lopez.
There's
It
the
actually
AC
says
Slater.
AC Slater. The character.
Forget
in
his
Saved by
real
the Bell.
name. This is the guy from Saved by the Bell.
The other dude, he did that fucking. He's done a couple things, but what was that movie? Did you ever see Dead Man on Campus?
I don't think I've seen that one.
It is a great dark comedy from the 90s that I guarantee you would love it. There's a lot of MTV references.
we
and
got
stuff.
to get a little list together.
Yeah,
of
we
these
really do.
things. Yeah.
What is that cat's name?
Dead Man on Campus.
Zach
Mark
Paul
Paul
Gossler.
Gossler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that was B-Dub fucking brought that in.
It's my hero.
The Labyrinth pillow
Labyrinth
right here.
action.
Yeah.
David Bowie.
It's huge.
Still my beating heart.
I
I
don't know.
love you, dude.
What's her name? She's my hero.
Jennifer
I
Connelly.
have every Bowie album. I love him.
Yeah,
I had to take a week off when he died.
I remember because that last record he made had just came out or whatever. It was like
timed
3
it.
days
He
before
timed
or
it.
whatever. And I was listening to it on the way to work, just crying.
I was bawling. I never got to see him live, and it breaks my heart. I had one opportunity to see him, and
Oh, you fucked up.
the girl I was
That's the
dating
worst.
at the time lost her mind because I was going to go with a friend that was a girl, and she was all jealous about it. I was like, I don't care about anything but seeing David Bowie,
Yeah.
and you were crushing my dreams right now.
Should have went.
God, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
My last
Accidentally
chance
married
regret
her.
thing that I made. Is Soundgarden. You guys had an extra ticket to Soundgarden.
Oh, who
But the
misses that?
The seats were, I think it was Soundgarden and Nine Inch Nails, if I remember correctly.
Oh, my
too.
goodness.
Neither of which I've ever seen live. And then like a year later, Cornell.
Well, obviously,
It's
famously, he
unfortunate.
died in Detroit, and I had so many friends go to that show, and it was on like a Tuesday night, so I didn't go. Like people were like, I had been offered to go, I was like, I had just seen them like a year or two before. Love Soundgarden, they're like an
So awesome.
all-time favorite, and I was like, it's Tuesday night, whatever. I'm not gonna. I got work tomorrow,
It's so weird that he died and that other buddy of his died too.
Yeah,
And they were like
yeah.
Really
some
adamant
conspiracies about that shit.
about stopping
Yep.
human trafficking.
Yep.
You know, like
Yep,
they
it's
were very
pretty weird.
vocal about it, and
Yeah.
it's fucked up.
And they died the same way.
Yeah.
Like the same. Took some weird medication and then
Yeah.
committed suicide thing.
Doesn't
and
add up.
The whole thing was pretty weird. I was actually surprised there wasn't more conspiracy shit about that, because I was like looking into that, being like, this seems so crazy.
He
to
was
me.
like clean for so long.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird.
It was very weird.
I was really
Yeah.
bummed out. He's one of the greatest.
I heard
I got a sliver in my finger.
you need to we'll get a here, there's a corkscrew right here, bro. We'll get in there, dude.
Oh, I'm getting it. Oh. Almost there.
We'll get a knife or something.
I got it. See that? See
Zoom
that
in.
studio audience?
I heard Linkin Park though, this is the rumor happening right now, is they got a female singer.
Cool.
Yeah, which is cool.
I love
That's
that.
the rumor.
I
Who
love
knows?
that.
Who knows if it's true or not.
It probably will kick ass.
Yeah, a lot of people were
Couldn't do
speculating
Linkin
it was
Park. I forgot to say it was another one. And that was like of our era too, and they were so big.
They weren't my favorite band ever, and no shit. But like,
Yeah, I
it was
wasn't
cool,
really
whatever.
into him, but
Some songs. Or
I
whatever, but,
dig what the dude was about.
yeah, and that motherfucker could sing. No doubt
Yeah.
about that. Did you ever see him front Stone Temple Pilots?
No.
He fronted Stone Temple Pilots for like 2 years.
No way.
Yeah, after one of
When
one of the
Weiland
big
was
first
sick?
firings, yeah. It rules. There's some pro filmed like live concerts and shit. It's fucking great. They were like Stone Temple Pilots was like his favorite band. And so like he grew up like singing Stone Temple Pilots, so he like that's how he
It's like
you know,
sweet.
yeah. So those guys like knew that about him. He had said even like in an interview, he was like, my dream is to sing for Stone Temple Pilots. Just not like joking around like in Rolling Stone or
Yeah.
something. So they like knew that. So they like reached out to him when they needed a guy, and he was like, I'm fucking in. I'm in.
He's the guy?
Yep.
That seems like a pretty good fit voice wise, actually.
Yeah,
The more
it
I'm
was-
thinking about it, it seems kind of like a match made.
fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots bass player, side note, I always
Yeah.
thought was pretty underrated as well. Love the I can't think of the guy's name, but let me
Robert
bass
DeLeo.
player. Yeah.
He's the
Their
best.
brothers.
Dominates.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
brother's the guitarist and bass player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh no shit! I didn't know.
They are.
Those
B-Dub's
guys
dropping some knowledge, baby.
He's got the
Shit, that's-
pocket.
Everybody knows that. So, for a couple things. First of all, those guys also produced one of the Alien Ant Farm records.
Sounds about
Soak
right.
that in.
That lines up.
But then also, Robert DeLeo, like, I didn't realize this until watching the Rick Beato interview with him. Is like Stone Temple Pilots was like his band, basically. The bassist wrote all those songs.
Yeah.
Wrote like a lot. I kind of thought it was more like the guitarist, maybe, and obviously Scott Weiland wrote stuff too, or
Yeah.
whatever. But no, it was very much like
bass centric.
Yeah, well, it was not only that, but it was
could
like
tell it
these were
too.
his
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
He put the band together. He was always the driving force. His brother didn't even join the band until they were like signed.
Oh wow.
They like he had this other guy and whatever, and then they kind of like were getting there and had some label interest or whatever. So like he finally got his older brother, who's like 6 years older than him, to like. Finally, he was like, "Come on, man, play my fucking band already," you know. And he was like, "All right," you know, kind of.
That's
thing.
pretty great.
Yeah, but those guys,
Probably
are
some
still,
hubris going on there too with the
Yeah.
older brother not wanting to do.
yeah. And the drummer's fucking unbelievable too. That band is like, I think Stone Temple Pilots is one of the best bands of that era, and it's so shitty because like they couldn't ever keep it together because of Scott Weiland's drug issues. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like they should have, and he talks about that in interviews. Is like the stuff we should have been able to accomplish. You know,
Yeah.
like the records we should have been able to make,
Shit,
the
they
tours we
had-
should have been able to
They
do.
did quite a bit of good stuff.
They
for
did, but
him being sick.
there was a long time of them just not even being around. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they did those 3-4 records and then it was all over. And then he went and did Velvet Revolver and yada yada, you know.
Core kind of has to be like one of the top 5-ish quintessential albums of that era. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I kinda think so.
Nirvana, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots. That was kind of the
There's some good cuts on
holy
there.
Yeah.
triumvirate.
Everybody
Definitely.
compared them to Pearl Jam so much that it was like,
Yeah, I didn't
all
get
the,
that
me either.
comparison ever.
I was like,
really.
they're not even a Seattle band. It was just like grunge was like the thing. So
Yeah.
it was like, oh, they're just some other Pearl Jam. And that's what all the critics are basically saying. But I was like,
In no way is it like Broken.
Yeah.
There's
Critics.
nothing remotely right.
exactly.
They're critics and their critical opinions.
Yeah.
Hosers.
Stone Temple Pilots rules. And that shit holds up to me more than even like, I'm not a huge Pearl Jam fan. It's fine or whatever. I like those first couple records and shit. But like, so a lot of stuff from that era, like, there's great shit. Some of it doesn't hold up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like those first couple Stone Temple Pilots records fucking hold up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. They have some jams.
Still dominates, dude. Still killer. Throw it in. A little core action. Gotta have it.
I want to go back through and watch some of those fucking legendary MTV Unplugged things, dude.
Oh, that was such a fun time.
Yeah, I know. Like, they need to kind of bring that back. Maybe they have. I mean, obviously.
I accidentally recorded over half of the Nirvana one on my one VHS tape that I had for recording things with the swimsuit edition from Sports Illustrated. The special.
Nice.
The NBC 10 o'clock special.
That's the most like 90s thing ever is having on VHS the fucking Nirvana MTV Unplugged, recorded over the fucking.
But in retrospect, you
Judas.
regret it. I mean, it seems like kind of, you know, you gotta weigh your options there.
Harry.
Oh yeah, this is the shit right here too.
That's the man.
Yeah, those guys fucking rule.
They do rule.
You know they didn't fucking find his body for like 3 weeks.
That sucks. Ugh.
They found it because he quit withdrawing money to buy heroin. Seriously, his bank basically
Man.
made the fucking made the like did a wellness check or something for him.
That sucks. I feel bad for the guy.
It's fucking wild.
He's such a talent.
Yeah. All right, you guys
Addiction-
want to take a little
addiction's a
break? Because I
bitch.
gotta fucking take a piss. Let's take
Breather.
Let's take a little breather. B-Dub's playing some shit.
Snakes.
Outro music.
There's a video for that.
There was a Monday Night Football game a handful of years back, and they inexplicably had Eminem come up to the booth and start talking for some reason. And he was like out of his gourd on shrooms, and he's sitting there wild-eyed. Like, it was very uncomfortable to watch.
Oh man,
It's pretty awesome.
hilarious.
Dude.
Eminem rules.
In front of a nation full of however many million people watching that game on mushrooms does not sound like a great idea, but he pulled it off. What can I say?
So,
Yes.
how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I'm
Did you have
hanging
a good
in
week?
there. Good week, a busy week as always, my friend.
Was it?
A lot
Was it?
shaking and baking? A lot
Yeah.
of things happen. A lot of things in the works. Pretty tough to stay up on the comings and goings of the world. You
I had
say
a
so
hard time.
myself, gentlemen. Yeah.
I tried. I read a lot of AOL news this week when I was grossly misinformed. Got a lot
Single-handedly keeping AOL afloat, by the way.
Got a lot of misinformation off of Rogan this week, so
That's got to be combated at all costs.
Feeling like
Fortunately,
maybe,
gentlemen, there might be just the thing to set the people straight here.
The Dangerville Podcast presents News of the World.
We'll touch that up in post-pro.
no.
The Dangerville Podcast presents
This is
News
unfortunate.
of the World.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an inauspicious start to things here.
We'll edit that one in.
All right, fortunately, it only goes downhill from here. I got to apologize to you in advance, my friend. He seemed like a humble, wholesome, honest, kind gentleman. I promise I'm not a piece of shit, but we'll dive right into these here. Separate the art from the artist, as they say. All right. Nationwide health alert issued for ground beef over potential E. coli risk. You gotta see this one. Yeah, it's a big story here. So nationwide health alert has been issued for the...
Now there is a nationwide health alert.
Yes, there is indeed.
Come on, BW. You're this close to getting fired.
Oh no!
It's been issued for Greater
And I
Omaha
was gonna have
ground beef.
burgers.
All right.
Good.
All right. So as I was not saying a couple seconds ago, brand new hot off the press is a nationwide health alert has been issued for Greater Omaha ground beef products that might be contaminated with a particular strain of E. coli that is known to cause severe intestinal infections in humans, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So watch out for that ground beef. Yeah. The FDA issued a warning that this is a situation that is a serious one indeed, noting that this infected meat has the potential to damage more people's insides than a Ron Jeremy trilogy. God damn it. I'm all flustered. Can't even get the soundboard. There's no hour here.
And the headshot.
I'm right in the fire. You just got to live in it in the moment, gentlemen. All right. We're going to bounce back strong.
Impaled by the burger he was.
Debating on a number of terrible directions to bring that one. But all right, moving right along here. The first glow-in-the-dark... Oh, that's a bad one, too. The first glow-in-the-dark animals may have been ancient corals deep in the ocean.
Yeah.
So in a new study, scientists report that deep-sea corals that lived 540 million years ago may have been the first animals to glow far earlier than previously thought.
Wow.
Yes. Today,
Look at
there
them
are still
glow.
certain species that can be illuminated underwater, including jellyfish, octopuses, and in some lakes, former presidential chefs.
Oh, God.
Not my finest
That's a bit of a
work. Not my
stretch
finest
there,
work.
but
Yeah. All right. We're 0 for 2 right now, boys. We gotta have
That
something cooking
shepherd's
here.
pie didn't sit well, did it?
Cicadas are so noisy in South Carolina that residents are calling the police.
Damn.
So the emerging cicadas are so loud in one South Carolina county that residents are calling the sheriff's office, complaining about the noise, leading to a Newberry County Sheriff's Office message on Facebook, letting people know the loud whining sound is just the male cicadas singing to attract mates. Yes.
Damn.
Conversely, some other residents have become so accustomed to the incessant whining that on nights the cicadas are quiet, they need to listen to Greta Thunberg just to fall asleep.
Wow. I would have went for it. That was good.
Don't you care about the planet?
I would have just said
Oh my god.
I would have just said their residents are calling the police, but Sting does not have time to respond. So- Something like
Sting
that,
angle would have been good. Let the record show I care deeply about the environment. I've been a noted environmental hippie for many years, but she's an intolerable human being to listen to. I think we're all set on Greta Thunberg. I don't think we need some 16-year-old child educating the world on what we should be doing differently. Personal stance while flying in private jets, ironically enough. But I digress. Moving right along. Man who won primary election is charged with murder, convicted on lesser charge. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
So a central Indiana man who won the primary election for a township board position while charged with murder has been found guilty of voluntary manslaughter instead. So a little bit of a lesser charge, yeah. Ironically, though there were no issues with the ballots, this politician was ultimately done in because of hanging Chad.
Oh man,
Really struggling this week.
Chad's back. 24 years later, the
reset,
Chad.
that fucking dude. He killed his wife by smashing her in the head with a flower pot. and then dumped
Some
her body.
people's kids, man.
Then dumped her body in the creek running behind their backyard like nobody would.
Yeah, I couldn't get into specifics. That was going to ruin the
Yeah, I
crucial
know,
Chad
yeah,
punchline
yeah.
there. You got to err on the side of comedy.
I
Wow.
was thinking about something for that one too, though. It was going to be something along like he was still elected in Florida or something like that because he won the fucking. I mean, that was the headline. Right?
How and why does this happen? There's suspicion for this. Everybody's
won
like,
the election.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Guilty and proven until proven innocent.
Like Indiana. All right. It's tough. It's tough down
It's
there.
a place down there, isn't it?
All right. Fortunately, we've got one more of these terrible, terrible jokes, and then we will be done with this god-awful segment for this week. Canadian family receives wrong body after father died on Cuban vacation.
Oh,
Pretty wild. So, a family in Quebec searching for answers after discovering that their father's remains, I cannot fucking read right now, didn't make it to Canada from Cuba, where he died on vacation, and instead received the remains of another man from the country. Yes. An outraged Lizzo was very outspoken, saying, "This story is unbelievable. Who turns down a free Cuban?" And that's where I need my out-sounder that I don't have. End of segment. It's done.
Those are great sandwiches.
That was a rough week. Yeah.
I like it with the pickles.
They sent the
Extra
family some Russian dude who's like some white guy with like the family was like a Arab family
got
or
Navalny.
something. And they sent him some fucking white Russian dude with tattoos that was like 20 years younger.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
It's
we're
just
laughing about it. It's
terrible.
fucked up. And they've like spent all this money because to like get the body from Cuba to Canada was already like
expatriate it,
$15,000 or
yeah.
something to like
Jesus
transport it.
Christ.
And it's actually a pretty fucked up story, but yeah.
One would suspect there's not much recourse they probably
Yeah,
have either,
yeah.
which is unfortunate.
Well, the other part of that story too was they were on some fucking beach in fucking Cuba, like the middle of nowhere or something, where he died. He had a heart attack in the water. He died, and they couldn't get emergency officials out there or whatever, and they like covered his body on the beach for like 8 hours with a bath towel or something, or like a towel, and then they got him moved inside to somewhere like with AC or something. Like it was pretty fucked up stuff.
I would imagine a beach towel is a suboptimal method of body preservation underneath the hot Cuban sun.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect from a country that's rationing food? So
Viva Fidel.
When did Fidel's long gone, right? Marginally long gone.
He's dead, right? His brother was running.
Son
it,
or
I'm
something.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
they had some sweet outfits on though. He looked.
The hat was a banger, dude. The
Those green
Castro
fatigues
hat,
were
yeah.
fire.
It was nice.
It's a good look.
Those dudes were like, he was like almost played professional baseball in America.
Yeah.
Fidel?
Yeah.
Sounds vaguely
Well
familiar,
connected
actually.
dude.
Yeah.
Huge down there. Also, do you know Cuban cigars are going through this whole thing right now because the soil is so torched down there
Really?
that it's all going to shit? Yeah.
Damn.
That
I know they're
sucks.
legal now. I was pretty excited.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like what is it? The bans have been lifted or whatever.
Yeah, about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I think Obama did that, right?
Yep,
With
yep.
the
That's right.
yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
Indeed.
Shout out
Do you like a
Obama.
cigar? You a cigar man?
Eh.
Yeah, that's not a glowing endorsement. I'm not a big cigar guy either.
I've had a few Cubans.
Yeah.
I've been to Cuba.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, nice.
It's supposed to be
Really
pretty
sweet.
gorgeous down there.
Yeah, you got to have cash. There's no credit cards or debit cards or anything.
right.
So you got to really like think about what's going on.
Off book operation.
They got all those fucking old cars because they couldn't get new cars
Yeah.
from America forever. So
It's
they
like
kept all their
stepping back
50s.
in time.
Yeah, all those
pretty
50s
sweet.
and
That's wild,
60s
man.
cars or whatever.
Yeah.
I just
badass.
watched that Naiad movie with Jodie Foster and Annette Bening about Diana Naiad.
I don't know what that is.
She was a famous swimmer back in the day, doing like distance swim. She eventually did wide world of sports stuff. And then when she was like 66, well, she tried over multiple years, but she was trying to be the first person to swim unaided from Cuba to Florida.
Right.
Cuba time, but pretty interesting, pretty wild.
Nice. So this is some Cuba here, right?
Havana, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Look at that car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they keep them fucking running because they can't like get new shit, so they got like no choice but to like keep all these old cars on the road.
Well, they don't have computers in them. You can actually keep them running.
Yeah, indeed.
This is not a glowing endorsement for the country here. They might want to get some.
Yeah, they got the street sweepers out there. The party police.
What the hell were you doing down there? How do you even, like, it was a pain in the ass to even get there for a while.
Yeah, it was
You had to,
before
like-
you could go there the right way.
Yeah, you had to, like...
No, you just fly
get
from
certain papers
Cancun.
and shit.
No.
Oh, so you
just fly from
go to
Cancun.
Mexico first and then, yeah.
Because they don't stamp your passport.
Were you at all like nervous trying to go
Oh
down?
man, hablo español.
Okay.
Yeah, I was pumped. It was sweet. The people are super sweet.
I heard that they're
Just
really nice
wonderful,
on there. Yeah.
warm, cool culture. Tunes are great. Food's awesome. The
Yeah.
beaches rule.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe down there these days.
Yeah, I mean it's a police state, so the crime's very nominal, like pickpocketing and
Right. I guess I meant more like problems getting back into the country, but if you're using Mexico as a go-between, it's probably a little
But I've
different.
had buddies that got popped coming back through Toronto, and it's like a $10,000 fine in those times.
Damn.
Steep bill. What were you going down there for? Just for the hell of it? Or have like a
Shit
specific...
out, yeah.
Nice.
See what's going on.
I love
All the
it.
hubbub's about.
You done a lot of traveling?
Yeah, actually, like the first job that I took out of grad school, I lived on a sailboat in the Caribbean.
Oh, wow.
There was a semester at sea program that they did through Florida Keys Community College, and they started it in British Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. It was an 88-foot steel schooner, 2-mast, 14 students. I taught leadership dynamics and intercultural communications, and then there was a oceanographer and a marine biologist.
Damn.
And then the guy that was the captain was teaching students how to get their yacht master's license.
Oh, okay.
So we scuba dived and circumnavigated the whole Caribbean, the Eastern Caribbean. We went from Tortola all the way down the Eastern Caribbean to Caracas, Venezuela, and then Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada. Let me see if my history is right. St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, St. Bart's, all those islands.
Wow.
It was super cool, and I did a lot of fun hikes too, like on the island of Dominica, not the Dominican Republic, but Dominica, which is in the Eastern Caribbean. They have a volcano in the middle of the island, and there's a boiling lake at the top of it.
Yeah.
Fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
It was
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
I just saw today, actually, they had these images from some rover thing they sent out near Jupiter with some massive volcanic lake with some mountain thing in the middle of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's pretty rad.
On one of the moons of Jupiter. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was
I bet.
an eye opener.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then I've been to Europe a handful of times, and South America and Central America. And,
Damn.
yeah,
Never been to South America, that's for sure.
What's your favorite spot that you've been to?
Barcelona.
Okay.
Barcelona?
I've been there 5 times. I love Barcelona.
Nice.
What is it about Barcelona that you're into?
They eat
It's-
dinner at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
Crazy.
the food's out of control. It's all
Yeah.
like cheeses and meats, and it's like a nonstop charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Love
It's super good. My wife and I went there for our honeymoon back in September, and then we rented a car and drove up the coast toward the French border,
Okay.
into the Pyrenees Mountains. And there's this little town that Salvador Dali was from on the Mediterranean. There's only like 5,000 people that live there, and we chilled there for 5 days and
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
chartered a sailboat and went sailing in the Mediterranean. It was
Nice.
Ooh, it was nice. It was super cool.
Not a bad way to roll.
Yeah. Well played.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I'd like to get there. If I'm going back to Europe, though, I'm going for like a while.
Yeah.
You know, I've only
You got to
been
go
to-
at least 2 weeks or more.
that
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
We went to Ireland for 1 week, and it was like the plane trip fucked me up so bad that I was like, by the time
Then
I
settle in,
recovered-
and then you're leaving.
yeah. It was
We
like,
saw half of the potato fields at best. You
we
know,
only
it's
saw like
so
a
much more
quarter
to
of
get
the
through,
available
yeah.
sheep that were down there. You know, it was,
Nice. You got some pints of Guinness.
we did get some pints of Guinness.
Nice.
Yeah. And we were driving too, so like we weren't drinking as much as I would have liked to have been drinking. Because I do love me some Irish whiskey.
Oh, for sure.
But you know, so
What's the status on the Guinness over there? Because you always hear it's like a whole different ball game.
Nah,
So it's
it's
different.
that's bullshit. I think that rumor was a thing that was true back in like the 80s and 90s and maybe
They got the
before
recipe
that.
right now.
Yeah, and now it's like they got
All the same
shipping so
homogenized
fast
bullshit
and shit,
everywhere
like,
at this point, I'm
Those
sure.
kegs are getting over here so fucking fast and shit that like I don't think that's a real thing anymore. I sure as fuck didn't taste any difference, you know.
I'd love to go to Ireland. Never been.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was my only Europe venture that I've only ever been there. So
Yeah, I've been to Croatia and Italy and Spain and the Netherlands.
you been to Morocco?
No,
Because
but
that's on our
would
own.
really love to go there though.
Yeah, because that's like we were like, well, it's Spain, and then you can like take a boat to Morocco or whatever.
Yeah,
That'd be the shit.
it's supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, Moroccan food's like my favorite.
Two of the
You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, it's so good. Two of the times that I went there, it was during Ramadan, so like it would have been weird because everything would be closed during the day because everybody's fasting.
Right? Yeah.
So-
You know what? No, that's
Kind of
not
be
good.
the
I'm going
asshole
for
down
the
there.
food.
Yeah, give me. I'm gonna take seconds here.
Yeah.
Like I guess I wait for the sun to go down.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do that at all. I would just like I eat constantly. So.
Super healthy. Ross.
I would just
it's supposed to
I couldn't do it.
build
What type
some
of food is
discipline.
Moroccan food? Even I don't think I've ever had Moroccan food.
It's a combination of like all these, it's curries and
Curries and dates and
yeah.
Mediterranean meats.
a tan. They cook things in a thing called a tangine. It's like this. Oh god, this ceramic thing.
Yeah,
that-
they're like ceramic
that
ovens.
almost looks like a bong
Yeah.
at the top where the steam comes out of it.
Yeah.
And it makes for very good like lamb stews,
Yeah,
and they'll put
lamb is the
apricots
shit.
and dates and raisins in it. And, it's really good stuff.
Tough to
me
beat a
some
good
lamb.
lamb dish of any kind.
Love me
Hell
some
yeah.
naan. I love Indian food. I fucking love all food.
Me too.
Yeah, you a food guy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Look at that. He'd
any
soak
kind of
that
meat on
in.
a stick.
Oh man.
Well, I would really love to go to like the dream would be sometime to somehow get to like Asia and do like the Asian street foods, man. Fuck.
Get your inoculations. That's for sure. I went to India for 4 weeks once, and
Did you?
man, what a place.
Yeah, Susan was there she went for I think at least a month, if not more. So yeah,
It's adventure. It's not relaxing. We started off in the south in Kerala, which is really mellow, and it was we were in like a beach town on the Indian Ocean on southwestern India, and then we went up to Delhi, and then we went to Agra, where the Taj Mahal is.
Right.
And we met this awesome Sikh dude, Sandhu, who I still stay in touch with. He's super rad. He charged us like $200 a head to drive us, to get us to hotels, and take us all over central India for a week.
yeah.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Gotta love that.
Like,
yeah.
and at first he was like taking us to like places where they had like $5,000 Persian rugs and stuff. Like he thought we were tourists. I'm like, man, I'm a backpacker. Like,
Right.
How about we do this? No more staying in the dorm with the other cabbies. We'll just get you a room in the hotel that we're staying in. It's like another $15 or something.
Right.
In exchange, take us to the places that you like to eat.
Yeah.
He took us to his brother's house.
That's awesome.
His brother's running around in the front yard of their little tin shack house and like chasing rabbits and chickens and cutting their heads off right in front of us and bleeding them out and made us these awesome curries. And we're eating with our hands, like dim lit, like, whoa, we are in India.
Right.
But the dude was so sweet, and there's a picture of him wearing a recoil shirt.
Nice.
nice.
And it was super sweet. Like he really like took a liking to us. Sikh people don't show you their hair, you know, like it's a sacred thing for dudes to show you their hair. And at one point he's like, "You are my dear friends," and he went, and his hair like went all the way down to his feet, and it was like jet black and silky, and I was just like, dude, that is a hair project.
Indeed.
Good job.
I'm going Sikh as an excuse to fucking cover up my bald ass head.
I would love to show you the flowing locks. Unfortunately,
Sorry,
They're noble people, man. There's a spot in Rajasthan where they have the Golden Temple, and they feed 10,000 people a day.
Jesus,
Right.
man.
Yeah, so cool.
That's
Just
the
like,
way to do it, though.
Come
like,
on,
give
come
them-
on.
yeah.
You know,
getting the local guy to show you around, and all like the typical tourist.
It was real cool.
We're out to go.
People just taking shits in the ditch. And
That happens, yeah. There's like the most beautiful things you'll ever see and the most terrible things you'll ever see. Like at one point, we were driving through this tiny town and like a whole village of people were chasing this guy. And Sandu's like, we got to get out of here. They're going to lynch him. He did something very bad. And I'm like, okay. Well, let's go.
Was the caste system, was that something you experienced or kind of saw?
We see it. I mean, God, flying into Chennai, which is on the eastern coast, it's the third biggest city. We got out of the airport. Humidity is like 90 degrees. It's hot as hell. There's a big fence with barbed wire coming out of the airport, and there's like people on elephants and stuff, and like little kids holding their pet monkey. Like it was like it was
wild,
like it was going to Tatooine. It was so sweet. It's like nothing that I had ever seen. Like, you know, you imagine Chinese culture or European culture, African culture, but like this was like a whole nother level of interesting and cool. But there's abject poverty everywhere, and it's kind of sad, you know, like because you'll have like when you're in Mumbai has Bollywood. It's like 3 times the size of Hollywood, and it feels like Hollywood. The terrain there is the same. It's kind of mountainous, windy switchback roads. People driving BMWs and sweet motorcycles, and everybody's slick back hair and beautiful women in beautiful dresses. But then there's also like these major favela type things where people are just living on top of each other and trash, just like outside of that. Like, the stark contrast of rich and poor is really,
it's a wild scene.
really fucked up.
yeah, damn. I don't know if I'd even want to go there. It would be you'd have to spend a month there, like you're saying.
Yeah, you need some time to adjust, and you got to take a ton of shots, like hepatitis and malaria and dengue, and like. When I got my inoculations, I went to go get Indian food because I'm like, I'm going to India. I just got all my shots, and I have a strong stomach. I puked maybe 5 times in my adult life, and I puked so hard, and I thought that I had food poisoning from the Indian spot. No, it was my body going, holy shit, you got all these vaccines all at once. But we lived, we made it. It was fun. We had some interesting run-ins and things.
Would you go back, you think?
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I went with like my best friend and I went there, and my wife has an interest in going, so we might go there sometime.
I hear Thailand's the spot too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Everybody's supposed to be like super nice there, like super friendly and
super
shit.
gentle and nice, and
again, killer food. You know, come on. You know,
any of those spots right on the water, like A, the scenery's got to be incredible, but B, the food situation, man, fresh ass seafood,
hearing new music,
for sure.
everything.
Speaking of new music, you guys see 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees just got announced.
The MC5 are in there.
Oh, really? Wow!
I didn't see that.
Jams.
That's cool. When did that get announced today?
I think earlier this week. I want to say.
Can we pull that shit up? Let's see who's in on the this year.
Finally gave MC5 the handshake.
I got fucking mixed feelings about the whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in general. You know what I mean? But it's so like political and like
it's like the Grammys or the Oscars,
right? It's just become this thing, and it's like it's just some building and a bunch of people like making this up. Like, why is this like? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool to see the sweet ones get in there, though.
Yeah, you been there?
I haven't
either.
No,
it's not that far. You know,
no.
It's Cleveland,
road trip,
right?
Cleveland, Rock City.
I hear it's badass, and I would love to see the stuff. I love fucking memorabilia, like Hard Rock cafes and shit. Like I love that shit, you know. So I'm sure I'd have a blast. And museums are like my favorite thing.
Oh, for sure.
Love a museum, dude. So should probably go.
You'd love Barcelona then. There's some killer museums there.
All right, who do we got here? Cher. Okay, that's fair. Mary J. Blige, that's cool. Ozzy, obviously. Tribe Called Quest, that's cool.
Sure.
I did see that Dave Matthews Band. Yeah. Scroll back up a little there. I think we had it. Up a little more.
See, they always got to throw some posers in there. Dave Matthews.
I like Dave Matthews. I'm a Dave fan.
Mary J. Blige, cool in the game.
I like his drummer and his sax player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carter Beeford's
He's
a
one of the
bad
top
man on the
drummers in the
drums.
world,
yeah.
man.
Oh man, he's awesome.
All those guys can fucking play their ass.
I mean,
off.
I guess I listened to Dave a lot my senior year of high school. Maybe
like
it's
Dave. He gets
maybe
a
it
lot
was,
of hate
it was
now
like
or
my
something, but
girlfriend was into him or something, so that was like I shouldn't be dogging on.
I think he's
Dave.
got great songs. Again, there was
Yeah.
like 3-4 records there where
He
it's
had
just
some
like a
good
lot of
tunes.
great fucking songs,
Yeah.
you know. And you know,
Oh, I
didn't-
sang them. I
like,
remember
yeah.
playing my acoustic guitar like satellite.
Yeah. Satellite. You got to get the super nosy. Satellite.
early Dave's the
Dave's
shit. I like more of the jam band early type days, and then like every day and everything thereafter.
I loved Every Day. I thought that was
Oh,
one of
I
the
couldn't get down to that
super
one,
tight
unfortunately.
songs. I like that. I like it all, but yeah, I mean, like he just put out a new record, and it was like I think we talked about it on here when it came out last year or something. It was just like really boring. It was just really slow. There was like no bangers, like no
Really?
jam band shit. It was just kind of like, you know,
After the
Adult
hill I've been dying on,
contemporary.
though.
yeah.
I gotta call out a noticeable snub here, a glaring omission from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oasis getting the snub.
Really?
Love me some Oasis.
Yeah. I mean, they sold a lot of records.
Probably not
you know?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy. But
I
got a real soft
Dave
spot, baby.
Matthews and Mary J. Blige. I mean, I'm sure they
I
sold as
think
many records.
Muse
as those,
belongs
I
in there.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
love
Muse.
some of those
Yeah.
Muse albums. Yeah,
Oh,
Absolution
they're
is a
freaking-
fucking fantastic
they're
album.
bangers.
Black Holes and
Too young,
Revelations,
though, or
yeah.
something like I feel like they'll go get in 10 years. You know,
Radiohead deserves it. Are they
Yeah.
in yet?
I have no idea.
Gotta be
Portishead in it?
That probably won't happen.
Fuck.
I don't think they sold enough records and shit.
Yeah. Beth Gibbons has a new record coming out.
Yeah,
I love her.
yeah. It's weird,
I saw
was just
her at
listening to
Coachella,
Portishead.
and it was like a religious experience.
Yeah,
Well, we were publishing that magazine out in LA at that time, and we were the official magazine at Coachella in 2008. So we had a booth behind the stage,
Right.
and we do like interviews with the bands and stuff.
Yeah.
And when Portishead got on stage, I've never seen silence like at a rock show. Like it was like Easter Sunday at the Vatican or something.
right.
Like everyone was just like,
right, right,
you could hear a fucking pin drop.
Yeah, yeah.
And she just starts singing into the microphone, and they got the
Yeah.
orchestra behind her, and it was
Yeah.
just like, oh my god, I'm on another planet right now. Big
Do they do
Portishead
Coachella
fan.
in the same spot every year? Or does
Yeah.
that move around? Okay.
It's all in Indio, California, in the Palm Desert.
Okay.
It's sweet because there's like snow-capped mountains. It's the end of winter. You know, it's in April.
Yeah, it just
So
happened.
Big Bear's got snow on it, and San Jacinto's got snow on it.
Yeah.
And you're in a desert, and it's 80 degrees out, but you see snow-capped mountains.
That's a wild area
And these
out
bands
there,
are
yeah.
playing. The year that we did that too, like the lineup was out of control. Like Daft Punk, the Breeders, Roger Waters doing Dark Side of the Moon.
Nice.
MGMT, Santee Gold, Love and Rockets, Elvis Costello, Daft Punk.
Nice.
On and on and on and on. It was just like loaded.
Yeah.
And now it's just
Oh,
got
loaded.
like,
it's Coachella.
yeah, I feel like there's just like a lot of pop now. And
Yeah.
Lollapalooza's like that now
We
too.
were
Yeah.
talking about that about Burning Man too, about how it's so like corporatized now.
Yeah.
Not like we were ever going or whatever, but it was like this thing that was like very alt, you know?
Yeah,
It's
back in
like-
the day, yeah.
And now it's like, every fucking like hipster douche billionaire from the valleys there. You
Sure.
know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the Bitcoin bros taking
Yeah,
it over.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
You could be like, have you heard of Harass Panic? They're like, oh, I fucking love that band. It's like, they're not even a band.
oh, it's a band.
Oh, it's a band. They got deep cuts.
It's one of those things
Deep
that
cuts?
starts out as being like a semi-underground thing, and then it gets so popular where all the douches come in, and it's like, oh, it's like co-opted, and
they
it's
kinda
no
gotta
longer what it
cater to
originally
it.
started as, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of morphs into this other like.
Because otherwise they won't get the free tongue depressors from the tongue depressor Empresario. Yeah.
Tongue depressor.
We're gonna lose
That's a
our tongue
great
depressor
band
sponsor.
That's the punk rock.
If we don't
band
get
we're
J.
starting.
Cole on this bill, we're gonna lose the tongue depressor guy.
I know fucking I don't even know why, but Lana Del Rey is in some hot water for she did something at Coachella and she got fined like $30,000 or something.
It's the tongue depressors, man.
Indeed. I don't know what the fuck that would be.
In fairness, when Big Tongue Depressor throws that money around that
Yeah.
tongue depressor
Oh,
cash,
yeah.
it's an
It's up,
imposing force. to
it's up
contend
there
for
with
sure.
petrochemicals, man.
I caught Lollapalooza in 1997. It was one of my first big concerts. I was 13 years old.
Was that the one at Valdu Lakes?
Yeah.
With Tool.
Blew my mind. That was probably why I'm such a huge Tool fan.
Yeah.
You know? And Snoop, it was another one.
Was
of my
he
favorites of all time.
painted white and he had the little stars on him and the lights would hit him and they? Was that tour?
Maynard?
Yeah.
He was doing the blue and red, half blue and half
Oh,
red
right.
thing,
Yeah.
with the fake tits and
Yep. That was sweet. And they had the carcasses on the amps. Yeah. That was sweet.
Yeah, that ruled. Also, Devo played after that.
Devo played and Snoop Dogg was on that
Snoop
too.
Dogg played. It was literally right in a row. It was Snoop, Tool,
Devo.
And like everybody left during Devo. Like everybody left after Tool.
What's wrong with those people?
Yeah.
It was just so
Devo rips.
so
gotta
the
have some
90s,
Devo for
you know,
sure.
like if it wasn't like hard rock, grunge metal, something like nobody cared. You know,
Oh, and they're like,
I don't-
Devo.
It was, yeah, it's what it was. Devo at that time, you know, now like Devo's really well respected as they should
Yeah.
be. But you know, it's like those things go in that loop where it's like it's really popular,
was too
then it's really
too
not.
soon.
Yeah, then it's
Yeah.
really unpopular, and then. But Josh Freese was drumming for Devo then too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he's like an official member of Devo. He has been forever.
That's badass.
That's how Maynard and him met, and that's why he's playing in a perfect circle
okay.
and whatnot.
That's
So,
sweet.
That's wild. Yeah.
My first Lollapalooza was at Milan Speedway in 1994 or 93. And Tool played that. Rage Against the Machine, Alice in Chains, and one of my favorite bands ever, Dinosaur Jr.
right.
Oh yeah.
And then this big storm came up, and Dinosaur Jr. only got 3 songs in, and like the stage was blowing over. And then it just went away, and Dinosaur Jr. didn't get to play the rest of their set.
Oh,
that's
lame.
so
Yeah.
fucking bummed.
I had
But
never
then I
really-
saw him like 15 times later after that. So.
I never really heard of those guys. They popped up on I was like some kind of Sunny Day real estate type station
Okay.
or some random thing, Silver Sun pickups. But yeah, those guys came out. It's like these guys are fucking choice. It's
Yeah.
totally under the radar. Never heard of them.
Yeah, a
back
lot
in
of
the day
people
for
are
some
turned off
reason.
by Jay Mascis's voice, but he's like the most underrated guitar hero ever. Like, guy can shred, like,
Nice.
sweet stuff. And they're still putting out tunes.
Yeah.
They're still bringing it.
When I at Lollapalooza, I was at, it was Korn was the other headliner, but dude had broke his arm, so they didn't play. And when this is like pre-internet, obviously, so it was like nobody knew. So like when you rolled in, there was like this huge sign that said like Korn will not be playing, blah blah blah, or whatever.
Everyone's throwing hot dogs.
Yeah, it's fucking so.
Everybody's like, we're okay with it.
What happened was one of my favorite bands, Failure, got moved to the main stage.
Oh, sweet.
First, but they were like the first.
Is that
band of the
98
day.
then?
It was 97, I think.
So that was the same year.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the same show.
Yeah, same show. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 97.
Yeah. I think so.
And so and then they also played Failure their same set on the second stage, so we got to see them twice.
Oh, no way.
And at the main stage, literally nobody was there. It's like 2 p.m. You know, it's like the first show, and there's like probably, seriously, no joke, maybe like 50 people there. And in front of the main stage, like nobody gives a fuck except for like us and some random people. But it was cool because Maynard came out and introduced them.
Oh, wow.
And was like, this is one of my favorite. And I distinctly remember this. He goes, one of my favorite alternative bands. He did that thing. And then I don't know. It was
That's
cool.
sweet.
It was cool for us, you know. And I was like 13, and again, like
Wow.
the whole thing blew my mind.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
They also had Ziggy Marley. I don't know. It was like there was a bunch of like, I remember that year specifically, Perry was saying that he wanted to feature young black male artists. So
Yeah.
that's why it was like there was a bunch of other fucking
Was it Damian Marley and Nas?
yes, it was
Yeah.
it was I think both the Marley kids were there.
And Ziggy played too?
Yeah,
Nice.
they might have done separate sets, or they were playing together, and there was a bunch of other guys that I can't remember. And then there was also like Crystal Method or something was
Oh,
there,
yeah.
and like shit like that. Like it was wild.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I would love to fucking see that, like go back there and see that shit or something, like time travel back, you know? Like,
Yeah.
'cause I was so young, you know, and I was with my older brother.
I was only a
older
couple of
friends.
years older than you when I
Yeah.
went to see Nirvana.
Man, that's huge.
Nirvana played at the mausoleum at the State Fairground in Detroit on Woodward and 8 Mile. They played with the Meat Puppets.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And we borrowed my buddy's mom's minivan when we were 15.
Yeah.
Got tickets, went down, saw Nirvana, and then we're lost in Detroit. My grandma lives in Pontiac. We called my grandma up. My grandma was the go-to for all the shows. We'd always, because she wasn't really far from
You could crash
from Pine
at
Knob
grandma's,
either.
yeah.
So like we'd go to Warped Tour or
Right.
Lollapalooza and go to
Yeah.
my grandma's. And my grandma called all the moms and told them that we had come down to help Grandpa rake the yard.
Oh, that's the most
Grammar
clutch
rules.
move.
Clutch.
Yeah, you gotta have it, dude.
Another time we were at Lollapalooza, and it was when Hole and Sonic Youth and Cypress Hill and The Far Side and Beck played. That might have been 95,
That's a
94,
huge
95.
lineup, dude.
It's
So awesome. But it rained all day, so like we were covered in mud. And we got back to my grandma's place, and she lined us up in front of the garage. Just hosed us. It was like Reservoir Dogs, like, shh. She's laughing. She's like, we're cold. She's like, shh. She's like, I'll make you cake when we're done. And she took us out for Coney Islands for breakfast the next
Nice,
day.
dude.
Grammar rules.
She was rad.
Grandma coming up huge in that spot for sure.
God, she was the coolest.
That's awesome, man.
Love a Coney Island.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Her and my gramps, man, they would go get breakfast every day at this Coney Island in Pontiac. And he'd get his 2 sausage links and eggs and toast, and she'd get a Coney and a cup of Greek lemon rice soup, and that was their jam. They knew all the waitresses.
Oh yeah.
There's finally
Knew about their
more coming over.
kids.
Tough to beat a good Coney, baby. There
Oh,
are
man.
a few things greater in
Just
this
the
world than
coolest.
old fashioned
Now
Coney.
on 28th Street, way out.
They got a Leo's downtown.
Is there?
Yeah.
Really?
The downtown market now.
Oh, didn't know that. I haven't
Yeah.
been there in a minute. Ever since the faux place moved out of there, I haven't
Oh,
been there.
I know. That place was
That
good.
place is good as fuck. But there's a bunch of killer other faux spots now. And
Yeah.
the Grand Rapids food scene is really fucking coming up here.
Yeah.
It's fucking nice.
It's good. What's your favorite spot these days?
I mean, kind of depends on for what. I mean, like we're like obsessed with getting pho or
Yeah.
or whatever. And so there's a couple places like there's one on like 44th and Division. It's fucking amazing. You know, like they
Full
don't even-
Sack Train?
Dude, I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but yes.
The one in the where the
it's right
Asian
at
market
Wee Wee
is.
Palace,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the- that spot's good.
Yeah, that's good as fuck. There's another one on like 36th and Eastern.
That one's sweet behind the gas station.
Yep.
It's $4.99, or it used to be before the pandemic. And you
Yep.
go in there at lunch, and
Yeah, the bowls are like, it's like $10
Yeah.
or something like that. So,
so good.
yeah, love that shit.
Big Applebee's guy.
Applebee's is nice. Yeah.
Some people.
We love fucking Graydon's, man. That's one of our favorite spots. Graydon's Crossing.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Fish and chips, whatever.
There's a good spot on Wealthy, this Bosnian spot, Živio.
Yeah.
Oh, God. If you like gyros and lamb and
Yeah, baby.
the flaming cheese. Oh,
A
it's really
dominant
good.
gyro, man. That's about as good as it gets. Little tzatziki.
And
on
they put it on lapanja bread, which is like this very awesome Bosnian roll. It's
Really?
super spongy.
I don't know what that
and
is.
good.
That sounds
baby.
about right.
Oh my God, it's so good. Yeah. So that's on Wealthy down the street from like Winchester and stuff.
Nice. There's so
We've
many.
been frequenting that place.
There's so many killer taco spots now.
Oh,
It's just
man.
like, hey, you can't. This is everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I think our Mexican food in Grand Rapids dominates Detroit and Chicago.
yeah, I
it
don't
really
think
does.
so. They're just there's just like a city block that's got like 6 fucking
Yeah.
killer taco, you know, like, and then
Between-
up Division, there's
Yeah.
just a million places. It's like, damn.
And even like the grocery stores, like there's a spot
Yeah.
called Tres Hermanos on like Clyde Park and Burton.
yeah,
It's just like a tiny little grocery store, but
Yeah,
you get
dude.
empanadas
Yeah.
and barbecued ribs.
all kinds of supermercado.
Oh my
dude.
God.
So good.
It's all warm and ready to go. They got it all packaged up for
That's
you.
where it's at, baby.
price.
Getting me hungry.
Oh, I know. All right,
Killing
burrito
meat
party.
counters there. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting kind of drunk. I'm not gonna lie.
Those Miller Lights kicking in fine.
Yeah, they really are.
That's good.
Yeah. So, is there anything fucking going on with you? You got fucking gigs coming up and stuff?
We got some gigs coming up. We're playing a festival in Traverse City
Really?
on Memorial Day weekend on Sunday. There's a spot up there called Little Fleet. It's a really cool bar that has a bunch of food trucks
Nice.
in front of it.
I love
super
a food
fun.
truck, too. I'm glad that shit's coming up. And
Oh my gosh, it's sweet. We played there last summer and it was a blast, and they had us back for this festival. They're shutting down Front Street and putting up a big stage, and we're playing that.
Sick.
And then we'll be playing Pyramid Scheme on Friday, June 7th. We're going to be playing with Death by Lions and Lazy Genius and the Mollusks from Muskegon.
Okay.
And those are all killer bands, so I highly recommend coming out to that. Going back down to Chicago to play Liars Club. We're going to play Cincinnati. We're going to play Cleveland.
Nice.
And then-
get to the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to stop and check that out. And
Set
then
up in the parking lot.
Then we'll be back in Detroit for Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
At the Lager House.
Yeah.
So we got some good shows lined up.
Fuck
It'll
yeah,
be
that's a
fun.
lot, man. That's
Yeah.
a lot of fucking sweet gigs.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
like,
are all over the place.
we like to get out of town.
I hear
Like
you.
all last year, we played Traverse City because I'm from Traverse City. We played Grand Rapids twice, and then we played elsewhere. And
That's the way to do it. If you
it was
can,
cool.
dude. Yeah.
It's just fun to like go somewhere where you don't know anybody and like
Right.
rock faces, and they're like, "Fuck, this is sick." And you're like,
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet. I didn't see Steve Kaleidoscope Brain that I've seen at every show for the last 20 years, and he's judging or, you know, like, "Hey, man, I don't know, dude. Like, I like some of your old material. Like, did you put that on tape, man? Like, what kind of preamps you got, man? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I'm here to rock. Like, you know, band dudes." So we were touring with Head. I digress. We were on the West Coast, and we were at Theo Chocolates. They make really good chocolates. We'd played the night before in Seattle. We go on this chocolate tour. There's all these soccer moms all interested in the ingredients. You know, it's all like farm to table chocolate type shit. Yeah. It's super cute, and we're enjoying chocolates. And this lady who's doing the tour, she's pregnant. She's obviously talked for 2 hours.
Yeah.
She's sweet as can be. She's like a litany of information. And she like fucked up a recipe on one of these like truffles or something. And one of the dudes in production like called her out on it in front of all the people that were on this tour.
Wow,
And it was
that's a
just
tough one.
Vogue. He was just kind of being an edgelord or whatever. So I looked over at him, and like there's probably like 17 soccer moms in our band, and this pregnant woman who's been such a nice host to us the whole time.
6 centimeters the entire time.
Yeah, she's just like pregnant and probably tired, and she wants to go home, but she has a job to do. And I look over to the guy and I just yell, I go, "Hey dude, are you in a band?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "I thought so."
It's pretty harsh, but it's pretty scathing comment for sure.
It was like everybody in my band got it. Like this opinionated asshole, you know, like he's reading liner notes, the David Geffen versions of Nevermind, and making this woman feel terrible about one fucking ingredient, you know.
Wait a minute, that was me. I was that guy. Such a chocolate
Just
factory.
being a mean dick, you know. Like,
In fairness, the truffle standards you have.
Yeah, come on.
but I'm like, come on, dude, get back to your fucking hairnet, man. Make some chocolate. This lady's a bastion of information, and she's pregnant as shit, and you just made her feel so bad.
All kinds of chocolate info. You fucking got more records coming out? You recording shit right now? You
Yeah,
working
well,
on
I
stuff?
was saying we're gonna go down to Steve Albini's in late summer. Yeah,
Yeah, what's up with that? You got
That's gonna be
material
fun.
cooked Up?
We're cooking some stuff up right now.
Yeah.
I got probably 15 demos
Right.
that we're kind of circulating around. Like, do we want to do this one or that one? And
Yeah.
we're just reinventing them, and it's really refreshing because we're like
Yeah.
unleashing Matt and Britt. Like, they're so rad.
And how long are you going to be at Steve Albini's place?
Probably a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah.
I might just have to just come with you.
Yeah, come on down.
I'm not playing. I'm not
Like
producing.
everybody I talk to, like, can we just come hang
I'm
out?
just like, come with.
Talk about microphones. and-
Exactly.
Rolling there with a Kid Rock sized posse of 40 for no
We're like, you guys, we're probably gonna have to do this next year.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
He's the fucking coolest, though. I would love to fucking just be a fly on the wall with that guy for a while.
Oh God,
He's just got such a unique production. I don't know. It's
oh
just, you know.
yeah, he's something else, and just he's got so many wild opinions about things too. He's just
Yeah.
a really interesting dude. So.
He's a legitimate crazy person.
Yeah.
You ever see him fucking recording where he just puts the fucking mic on a mic stand and just starts swinging it around? It's so good. He's like, he's like, no, just play the track, and he just like stands in the middle of the room and whips the mic around while recording it, so you get some crazy like
whirling effect.
Yeah, whirling fucking what are those speaker cabs that fucking hook up and spin?
Oh, like a rotary,
yeah, like a rotary speaker, or whatever. And he's just standing there in the middle of the room with a fucking $3,000 U87.
Yeah,
all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
Yeah,
then it's just fun and you can't see.
Yeah, it's sick. Those guys in their other projects have recorded down there quite a bit. So
yeah,
they built a nice relationship with that studio. So.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Very
yeah,
cool.
some of the guys, who was it? Fucking must have been Lou from the Verve Pipe was talking about recording out there. Seems like
Cosmonaut recorded there.
we've had, like, 3 people on the pod
Ozenza
that have
recorded
gone over
there.
Yeah. I'd like to get those guys in too, man. You hook me up with some of the Ozenza folks. Let's
Oh
get them
yeah,
over here.
yeah. Matt
That'd be tight.
and I play in Brother Wolf together. He's
Yeah,
the singer
yeah.
and the drummer in our band. But yeah,
Sick.
yeah, they're sweet. They're working on new stuff. Apostles are going to be putting some new stuff out. And Adam Rosel's a rock star. That's going to be rad. He's playing in a cool project too. If you haven't seen him yet, Boob Sweat. They're really rad.
That's a great name.
Indeed.
Great name.
Just sweet punk rock shit. And the lady that plays bass and sings is just a ripper.
Yeah.
She's rad.
It's
They're
not
really
as good of
good.
a name as Tongue Depressor, but it's
Tongue Depressor is pretty good.
Tongue Depressor's good.
One would hope that's a nice punk outfit. It's like, no,
We were
Boob
thinking-
Sweat's a great adult
Yeah.
contemporary group.
Yeah. No, we're classical.
We've thought about changing our name to Wet Food or Meat Wave. No, there's actually a band called
I was
Meat
gonna
Wave.
say, I thought you said something about Meatwave earlier.
Meat Wave's rad.
Meat curtains might still be on the table. Just say
Meat
that.
Drawer, Meat Drawer, Cat Planet. You gotta have backup names.
Right.
Yeah, funny band names is one of my favorite things in the world.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
just like I come up like or hear something like Tongue Depressor, like you just saying like, yeah, that's my new punk rock band. It's Tongue Depressor. Are you recording any bands? Are you looking to record bands? If somebody wanted to record with you or come record at your space, like, can they?
My space is reserved for friendship. So it's like,
My space is reserved for money. So if you want to pay somebody, then you
Yeah.
can talk to me. If you want to have a good time, to get a hold of Ben. If you want to
yeah,
pay somebody,
I tracked all sorts of records for people for money for a long time, and it just never works out. It's just
it
like
can be kind of a drag, right?
it's just like you go and go and go and remix and re-overdub, and then it's like, wait a minute, I'm not billing for this part of it.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like, I don't know. I think it's a lot more fun. Like if a friend has an idea, like my friend Lucy came over today from Lucy and the Setbacks. She's got a kick-ass fucking song, and she was very adamant about getting it tracked. It's called Jane Doe. She's pretty pissed off, as am I, about the shit that's going on with abortion laws and stuff. And she made this ripping song, and she came down and laid it down today, and I played drums and bass, and
Sweet.
it was ripping, man. It was
Awesome.
good.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then every once in a while, I've done work with a lot of people in the hip hop community, and I'll do like a cut or something,
Right.
Like Lady Ace Boogie will come over and cut a tune, or I did a EP with J Rob last year, and that was a lot of fun. He's a great rapper. He moved down to Houston, and he seems to be doing well down there.
Yeah, Houston's a good spot.
Pretty
for
big area for hip hop. Yeah.
He's got a good flow. He's got a good style about him. So
Sick.
yeah, I'm open to collaborating and like
Right,
using the
right,
space
right.
for fun, but really like, I don't know, man. Most of the time when I have time to use the studio,
You're
using
doing
it
your
for
own
me.
thing. Yeah. I do a lot
So
of
it's
that
kind
too.
of, it's kind of my fun zone.
I hear
Right,
that, man.
yeah.
It's a safe space.
I don't have a
safe
man
space.
cave.
Yeah,
with,
the man
you
cave.
know,
That's yeah.
I got a
That's
fucking
my man
studio.
cave. Is yeah, exactly.
I got a
It's
TV in our bedroom, and maybe we'll watch movies if we have COVID. But other than that, we're always making shit. We're makers at my crib.
That's the way to do it.
Love that, dude. Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dig it. What about you want people to follow you on social or follow the band? Like, what's the?
Yeah, we're on the Facebook.com. So you can find us on there. Brother Wolf.
Brother Wolf.
Spotify, Brother Wolf. And then on Instagram, I go by Solidarity Rocker.
Oh, okay.
So you
Cool.
can find it on there. Yeah.
Sick, man. Well, thank you so much for coming out.
Dude, it's been real.
brother, for
Thanks
sure.
for the lovely gift. It's a fucking great record cover.
Yeah, it
Dude,
is.
Look at
it's
this
so
thing.
Cool. It looks
So
fucking
nice.
great.
Let's get in here and just
Yeah,
take a
fucking
little gander
break it open, bro.
at the glory of the alchemy that they did.
Yeah. Who did the artwork and whatnot there?
So DJ Jeff Leopard, Jeff Hudson.
Yeah, okay.
Jeff
It
Levin, that's
looks like
amazing.
him.
You know his AI work?
No, yes, I do know his AI work.
So
yes,
this is one of the ones, and it's a concept record, you know, post-pandemic, and I wanted to have like this 80s look, and he just had this piece, and
I mean, that's his whole shtick.
I was like, dude, this freaking rips.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Trying to get his ass on the pod too, man. So fucking.
Oh, I'll hit him
I
up.
invited him and he hasn't responded. I'm sure he gets a lot of messages and shit. So Tim Motley was working on him for me too. So.
Oh, good.
Sick.
So you get
Very
this
cool.
beautiful nuke.
Oh, look, you're naked.
Oh, I know, it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta rock it if you got it. So
Yeah, hey.
And then on the inside here, you got all the lyrics and a screaming Brother Wolf.
Love that.
But the coolest thing is the way they press these things at Gold Rush down in Austin.
The green
soak it
vinyl.
in.
That's a sharp. That's a sharp looking $25
Love
vinyl,
that, dude.
Yeah,
and it's got good weight to it. Try that out. It's got a good feel.
it does. I'm not a vinyl expert by any means, so
Well, the
Sick, though.
180 gram just kind of stands the test of time a
Right,
little longer than your
right,
typical
right.
120. You know?
yeah.
Yeah. And they were
I like the
really,
green,
really
though, too.
sweet with the pre-presses. So if anyone's looking to press stuff, I highly recommend working with these guys down in Austin.
Yeah, it came out killer, man. Very cool.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah, that's cool. That's something I never did. Was I never pressed anything onto vinyl. Never put any of my records on vinyl.
It's making its comeback, you know?
It's almost.
Yeah, it rips. I love going to the record store
I
and
know, it's so cool.
flipping through records and seeing represses of things.
I just love record art. I mean, it's a big. I'm obsessed with it. I make it. I'm obsessed with. We did a whole series on here that was just records I bought based solely on the artwork and shit. And
Oh, that's sick.
yeah, love that shit. So that's totally my jam. So
And the cool thing about a record too, you know, we live in such a soundbite drivel type
Yeah.
culture now with 30 seconds of attention span. There's no like
Yeah.
long form narrative structure
Yeah.
for sound.
Yeah.
Like a record.
I just miss
You know?
the physical, tangible nature
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
insert
I love it.
music medium here. Cassette,
Yeah.
CD,
Right.
album, whatever it is. Like, there's just something to be said for holding the thing in your hand and having
Yeah.
something to show. You
there's
know?
a smell.
And approaching it too as an artist, you think of the body of work as a cohesive piece.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
get to-
like a beginning, middle, end, so that you're bringing your audience from one segue to another and you're meddling
Yeah.
with their emotions. Whereas, you know, flipping through Spotify singles or just putting
Yeah, yeah,
singles
yeah.
Gotta
on.
go full album. We're both
Yeah.
full album
Yeah.
guys. Like,
Albums,
there's no
man.
song here, there, no playlist. Like, give me the full album, baby. Give me a
love
journey
it.
start. to
Dive
finish
in
for
there.
sure. Yeah,
Take a taste.
That's what I'm talking about.
of peach.
getting that deep end, baby.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, I definitely will spin your vinyl record on my Apple Music account as soon as I can. Here, so. All right, Ben. Thank you so much.
Hey,
for coming,
guys,
brother.
thank you.
Brother
I
Wolf,
appreciate
check
it,
it
dude.
out. Soak it in, everybody.
Great show, you guys. Thank you
you.
so much.
All right,
I'm a
peace out,
fan.
everybody.
Peace. Thanks, dudes. Fantastic.
Birds in the sky.